everyone, welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Welcome to the start of a brand new week. How is it Monday again already? How is it even Monday? I hope you had a brilliant weekend and you are ready and raring to go for another fantastic week. We've got a great day lined up for you as well. Jam-packed, 3 shows as per. A little bit later on, we have got Monday Makers for you, 6 o'clock this evening. Some fantastic demos coming up and some fantastic deals for you as well. I think we've got 3, possibly 4 Monday Mega deals for you. You'll be able to see all the details of those on the website right now, but 24-hour only deals, so it might pay to kind of get ahead. I do know that some of the items that we have are fairly low stock, so if you see something you like, get in nice and early, don't wait for the show. In between times, between now and then, we've got a craft vault for you, fast and furious again. Loads on the show, but low stocked items for you. It's called Craft Vault Crazy Deals, so you can kind of get the idea as to some of the deals that we're going to be bringing you over the course of that 2 hours. And of course, we bring you all the heads up that you need in Wake Up Call. We've got loads of great inspiration for you. We've got loads of sneaky peek previews for you, and we've got 2 guests. Now, here's the thing. First things first, Craig is supposed to be with me today. I'll let you in on a secret. He's having a line. He's having a line. He said, oh, it's Monday, can I stay at home? I don't really want to do wake-up calls. So, oh, well, Craig, you know, as soon as it's you, he's in Scotland. He's coming back. He's coming back for the final 2 shows. However, we do have the wonderful Lily, who's stepping in for Wake Up Call, and a guest with us as well, who we will say hello to in just a few moments' time. First of all, Lily, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm cold. It's cold outside, but you know what? It's nice and warm inside. We're ready to get crafting. We're ready to start the week off on a good footing, that is for certain. Lots lined up throughout the day today. And it's going to be an exciting wake-up call, that is for certain. It
certainly is, because sat to your left-hand side, we have the wonderful Annika Stern. How are you?
Hello, I'm so good. How are you?
Really good. Now, just for people who are wondering, so Annika, your dad is one of our employees here at Crafters TV,
yes.
And you've come over to visit, right?
Yes, I heard that he was working for a crafting company, and my first question was, when are you going to take me in to see everything?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So you're from Boston?
Yes, yeah, I'm currently living there and have been for about 5 years now.
Okay, and you came over to see your dad, to see the place where he's working at, and you thought you'd have a bit of a grand tour of the place, and it turns out that you're actually on the show with us.
I know.
Because a little birdie tells us that you are studying opera.
I am, yes.
Yeah.
I am obsessed with it. I have been doing it for about 10 years or so now,
wow.
and writing it as long as it will take me.
Oh my goodness me. Well, listen, we're going to chat to you in lots of detail a little bit later on, because as you guys know, I like a bit of a sing-song, so we're going to be finding all about Annika, who's currently studying at the New England Conservatory,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's hugely exciting. I want to pick up a few hints and tips, I want to find out more about that. And also, and I hope this is okay, you're going to be doing a bit of crafting with Lily.
I can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be creating our own backgrounds, going to be doing a bit of die cutting. I'm super excited to teach you. Maybe if I teach you crafting, you might teach me opera.
We can do a little switch off, yeah.
And there'll be a lot of teaching needed, that is for certain.
Me too, me too.
We'll be fine with crafting, it'll be super fun, but I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be amazing.
Have you ever operaed before?
Ben, I can only caterwaul. Me singing, it's not too good. So it might not end too well. There might be smash window panes if I do any opera. Maybe we'll leave that to you. Maybe I'll do the crafting.
Annika, have you ever crafted before?
Once or twice, but not nearly an expert. So I'll have to pick up a lot of tips too.
You're in the right place, that is for certain.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a great show. By the way, if you want to fire in any questions, if you want to welcome Annika, ask any questions at all. We'll be having a sit-down chat with Annika in just a little while, and then putting her through her crafty paces too. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and already warmed to Annika, because not only is she a fellow musician like me, I mean obviously like miles ahead of where I am, but she's also a cat lover, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh my God, runs my life.
Oh.
So we'll be seeing Annika's cat a little bit later on. So feel free to send in pictures of your cats as well. Sorry guys in the gallery, sorry. More from Annika and Lily very shortly. We can say hello to Rachel, Radical Rachel, who's on the socials today. Already with us is Sarah Brown. He says, hello, my friends. I'm here. It's now 10 p.m. Monday night. Nothing but rain all day. And yes, had to go out, and guess who didn't have an umbrella?
Uh-oh.
Kind of feel you wouldn't need an umbrella normally in Australia, but There you go. Anyway, had a great catch up with some friends. I haven't seen in ages. Had a cuppa. It was a bit wet, but it's okay. Hey to Christine Mahoney, who's joined us. Donna Yams with us in Chile, Florida. Rosalind joins us from Maryland. Hi to Karen, who's in sunny Florida. Debbie Lamford, who says good morning from a soon-to-be wet Texas. And Robin McMorrow joins us as well. First request actually from our from our Rachel, who says, could we potentially get an operatic version of Foam on a Roll? I could teach you the song,
Yes.
and then you could opera it up.
Oh my goodness,
I am super excited. Yep.
She's going to love this song. It's not anything like you've heard before, that is for certain. Get ready. It's interesting, to say the least.
Lots of firsts.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this show already. You guys excited? I know you are. And also, hi to Kirsty D, says, good morning. I'm back at work this morning after the Christmas break. When is the next holiday? I know, right? I know. Listen, keep the questions flying in, keep the hellos flying in as well. Lots over on the website for you. If you've not yet had a look today, check it out because we've got some great deals on storage today. 30% off selected storage for you. So do have a look. If we just have a bit of a click through here, we've got storage for your plates, for example. We've got a brilliant deal on our storage folders as well. Your die and stamp storage folders. There's totally Tiffany goodies there. There's totes. You've got your holder for your glue gun included as well. There is absolutely loads. And in the words of producer Nicola, there are some totally amazing deals over on the... It's not just all totes though, by the way, as you can see. I think we've got the hang and hold on a really good deal as well, a little bit later on. In fact, on the Craft Vault show, a little bit later on. All of that is there. Check it out, as I say. And if you want to shop the shows now, you can. Monday Makers is going to be brilliant. 4 Monday mega deals, and then that Craft Vault show as well. I tell you what, that is going to fly over that 2 hours, and we'll show you a few of those deals, a few of the hottest deals so far today. As far as that is concerned, during Wake Up Call, and I've already seen in one of the other groups that I've got access to, cat pictures are already being submitted. We will be doing the most important one first, which is Annika's cat, which we'll look at in just a little while. I'm super excited for this show. Any questions you got, anything you want to ask about opera, let us know, and the cats as well, but mainly the opera, Nicola. Right, let's get started. We chat about cats all the time here, not necessarily opera. Right, let's get started with the Kingfisher collection. Now, we've got the full collection, but we've sort of broken it down into 3 bundles for you. So again, head to the web, check out all of the bundles. We've done an essentials collection, which in essence really is all of your hardware. We have got a card collection as well for you, which is your paper, your card stock, and your vellum. And we've also got an essentials collection of embellishments too, which is things like your feathers. We've also got in there a wonderful selection of your watercolor pens as well. I'll show you those in just a second. Let me show you the essentials collection first of all, though, because this really is absolutely jam-packed full of goodies. Feels like an age since I've seen this collection. I know how super popular it was when we launched it. There's tons in here, right? You've got a 10% saving, plus you've got your Club Inspired discount on top. Platinum price, £60 or $76.80. And this die, first of all, just kind of gives you an idea as to how beautiful this collection is. That one is your stunning in-flight creator card die. You've got your inner detail die, the outer die there as well, if you want to cut it as a panel. I mean, just absolutely stunning. There's some beautiful dies across this collection. You've got beautiful border dies in there as well. That's stunning. Blooming floral. This one here too, I think, is a super useful die to be crafting with. That entwined wreath, whilst that's going to work brilliantly with this collection, it's just one of those really handy dies to I think, go across a whole host of different collections that kind of incorporate your wildlife and incorporate your beautiful, beautiful florals. This is stunning as well. The River Reeds, again, if you like to create and build up your own scenes, this is beautiful for doing that. Stamps and dies there, so if you just want to stamp into your project, you can. If you want to stamp and then die cut, of course, you've got the ability to be able to do that as well. Stencils, always super popular. So this is, again, a brilliant set to go for because you've got all of these individuals that build up this beautiful, beautiful bloom. Then you've got the Kingfisher himself, which is the Flying Gem stamp and die. Again, if you want to go for these individually, you can. Then you've got sentiments. As always, we bring you a whole host of different sentiments. This one's called your all occasions. So you've got things like celebrate your day in there, on your special day. You've got wonderful in every way and for someone so special. So a really nice set of sort of everyday sentiments that, again, you can use across a whole host of different collections. We've got beautiful silhouette stamps in here. We've got another version of our Kingfisher in stamp and die form, that beautiful blue lightning, and then the 2 embossing folders. This one is called By the River. Again, sets that beautiful scene for you that I think will work across multiple collections. And then last, but certainly by no means least, this 3D embossing folder everybody was chatting about when we launched this collection, and so many people were buying this as an individual element. Those who perhaps couldn't stretch to the full collection were genuinely jumping and grabbing this because it is such a beautiful 3D embossing folder called Halcyon Days. All of that is included, as I've said, in the Essentials collection. We've got a collection with your papers and a collection with your embellishments as well, which we'll look at in just a few moments' time. Thank you for the millions of cat pictures, which I hear are already being submitted. If the show crashes at any point, totally my fault, because there are too many cat pictures coming through. I'll blame Annika for suggesting pictures. No, okay, she's the guest. I'll take the blame. Right, let's move on with our first demo. So let's have a look with Lily at this beautiful Kingfisher collection. What are you going to be showing us?
I'm going to show you lots of different elements from the collection,
nice.
I think. Because for me, when you get a collection like this, whether it's going to be a Nature's Garden or any of our Sarah Signature collections, can I just say as well, talking of Sarah Signature collections, you may very well want to tune in tomorrow. I won't say any more.
We can see it.
I can see it out the corner of my eye. If you caught yesterday's first look, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But we do have a brand new Sarah Signature collection launching tomorrow. But it doesn't matter what sort of collection that we're working with. I think the beauty of our big collections that we bring to you is the fact that you've got so many crafty goodies to play with, and they all mix and match together. That's what we're going to showcase on this first demonstration. So first up, we're going to start off by creating our card base. Now we've taken a piece of our multi-purpose cardstock to start with. We've cut it down so it's 6 inches in height, and then it's 5 3/4 inches there. So we've got a 6 by 5 3/4 inch card base. Now we're going to take one of our fabulous dies that we get as part of this collection. And I love the fact that in a lot of our Nature's Garden and Sarah Signature ranges, we give you almost like a sampler as some of our different sort of ranges that we bring to you. So it might be our edgeables like this one. We've also got a creator card die that we've got within this range. We're bringing to you stamps and dies as well. In this one, we're even bringing to you pens. So if you are brand new to crafting, not only you've got the beauty that all of these goodies will work together, it also gives you that opportunity to sort of sample some of our different sorts of products and really find what's going to work best for you and what's going to be your favourite sort of crafty goodie to get playing with. So we're taking this edgeable die, and if you've never seen an edgeable die before, what we mean by that is that one side of that die is going to cut out of the cardstock and the other side is going to stay within that cardstock. You can see that quite nicely on the packaging there with our blossoming floral border. So that left side is staying within the card. The right-hand side is cutting out. So that means that that left-hand side of that piece of cardstock can be as long or as short as you want, which enables you to create lots of different concepts with this die, which is absolutely fantastic and gives us lots and lots of versatility, whether it's our card making, whether it's our box making, our scrapbook pages, lots and lots of different options with this fantastic die. Now I'm lining this up on my cardstock. I'm making sure there's about an even border between that right-hand side and that section of the die there at the top and there at the bottom. Once I'm happy with that positioning, I'm just taking a couple of pieces of low-tack tape, and because that right-hand piece of cardstock there is going to be our waist, I'm trying to keep the tape on that side on the waist rather than on my piece of cardstock that I'm going to be using for the finished card. So a piece at top and bottom just to make sure it can't jiggle about as it goes through that die cutting machine. Have a little dance on a Monday morning. None of that, thank you.
Need
to
a
that
dance
die.
in here this morning because it's absolutely freezing.
I know it is cold. I have to say, I think when I walked in this morning, it was about 1 degree.
Have you nicked the portable heater over there?
Quite possibly.
Oh, I knew it!
You know, it was funny on Saturday, me and Corinne were sort of having to alternate between us because we were both freezing on Saturday. So it was like one of us would have the heater for a bit, then the other one would nick it for a little bit later on. But yeah, it definitely feels like we're back to proper winter.
No, they reckon there's going to be like massive snow flurries this week, don't they?
Goodness
across the
me,
UK.
I
Joy
do
of
hope
joys.
not. We don't like the sound of that at all. We do not like the cold weather. That is for certain. But I suppose the good thing about the cold weather is it's crafting weather, as I always say. So
Stay in, turn the heating on.
Absolutely. Get cosy. If you've got a lovely log burning fire, that's lovely for this sort of weather, isn't it?
Love a log burning fire. I'd say we should like the one in the studio over there. We never seem to use that one, do we?
Yeah, strange. I'm not sure why.
No, I don't.
We'll
Plenty
have
of
to
logs
ask about
there.
that. There is.
Yeah.
We'll ask about that after the show, see if we can get that lit for the 3 o'clock show. For
Exactly, because Craig will be cold coming back from Scotland, won't he?
Yeah, he will be, absolutely. So what we're going ahead and doing here is we're just poking out all those pieces. You can see it's die cut absolutely beautifully through that cardstock, but just to speed it up so you don't have to watch me poke all of those pieces out, let's just bring in one that we've already die cut. You can see there exactly the same. We've just gone ahead and poked all of those little waste pieces out. Of course, you can use a pokey tool, you can use a die brush tool as well if you find that easier. That is completely up to you. Now, to up that contrast a little bit, to make that stand out even more, I've taken that exact same die, but here I've used some of that lovely coloured cardstock that you're getting as part of that linen card pack that I know we're going to have a little look at later on in the show. Well, I can see I've got a little straggler there, just one little die cut, there we go. And all we've done is we've cut that onto a separate piece of that pink card, and we're going to do a little bit of drop shadowing.
Okay.
So what we do here is we're going to pop some of our tacky glue, and this is using one of our fine tip glue applicators. If you find it easier to use your dotty tape pen, then by all means go for that. Completely up to you. I always say it's very much personal preference when it comes to your adhesives, when it comes to what glues, what tapes you prefer to use. So just find whatever works best for you. But I have to say I do prefer my tacky glue as it gives you that little bit of wiggle room. So you've got just a few moments to manoeuvre this into position until you're happy with that you've got it lined up perfectly. But then once it's set, you know it's dried perfect and it's not going to be going anywhere. So some of our glue on the back of there. Don't feel like you need to cover that full area, just enough that it's going to hold it in position. Then all we do is we line that up over the top. I'm offsetting that lower layer, that pink layer, slightly down and slightly towards the left. And the beauty, like I say, of using that tacky glue is I can just take a moment to manoeuvre that until I'm perfectly happy with where that's situated.
What are you, and this sounds a silly question, but what are you looking at there when you're doing that drop shadow? Because I find it quite like a tricky thing to do. Are you looking at the top, the bottom, the edge, or?
I'll start with one section, so I'll start with the top first.
Yeah.
And I've got a little bit of red liner tape backing in there, that's annoying, there we go. So I'll start with that top section first. Once I'm happy with that, I'll just move down the image. So then I can see as I move down, that needs to move ever so slightly. So it's basically all lined up with that same amount of drop shadow all the way down. But just start off with one section, so I always start at the top. Once you're happy with that area, then you move on. And if you need to manoeuvre that bottom area, then just go and wiggle that into position.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's my top tip. Just start off with one area rather than trying to look at the whole piece all in one sort of fell swoop. Just do one section at a time, and I find that a lot more manageable. Now, next up, let's bring in some mats and layers. So these are from our fabulous 12 by 12 inch paper pad as part of this collection. And then we've got that same lovely pink linen cardstock that we just used for our drop shadow. And we're taking our pattern paper onto our lovely border of our pink, which is about 1/4 of an inch bigger. I do tend to work in my 1/4 of an inch increments with my mats and layers. Just gives you a nice thin mat and layer, that nice elegant look and feel, that little bit of a pop of colour. And I chose my paper first, and then I wanted to pick out the lovely pink within those flowers. So that's why I went for this gorgeous pink linen cardstock. Here I'm using some of my Collal all-purpose glue. For me, that's my go-to for my matting and layering. It gives you that little bit of wiggle room once again, so you've got that time to actually manoeuvre those mats and layers into position until they're all lined up and level. And that just goes on the inside like so. Then for the outside, to mirror the inside, we've got that same pattern paper. This time we've got exactly the same mats and layers once again, but just a border on the left and right hand side. And this is cut to the same height as our card base, which was 6 inches, if you remember when we started this card a few moments ago. And that's just going to go onto there like so. Next up, we're going to start to build that composition, build a little bit of a focal point for this card. Now, I have to say, so many of us have said this has got to be one of our most favourite dies, if not of all time, if not only in this collection.
So versatile, isn't it?
It's fabulous. You can be using it with so many different things you've got in your crafty stash. So it could be, of course, alongside the gorgeous kingfishers that we've got in this collection, which is obviously what we're going to be doing in just a few moments' time. But any other items that you want to nestle inside that wreath frame, you can absolutely be doing that. So maybe it's going to be, you've got other different icons in your crafty stash, maybe it's flowers. Perhaps you're going to adorn that full wreath using flowers that you've created, using your foam or your papers. You can do that with this die. Cut it in your craft card as well. It can give you quite a masculine look and feel. Even bring in maybe holly dies or poinsettia dies, and it could be for Christmas. So definitely one that's going to take your crafting the whole year through. Now what we're doing here is we're using some more of that lovely pink linen card, and we're just die cutting that wreath with that pink card. Just to give us that little bit of a bit of detail. It's going to start to set the scene for the embellishments for this card. So it's going to all start to build together. And like I was saying earlier, that's exactly what these collections are all about. It's about giving you all the tools, giving you everything you need to build your cards, from the backgrounds to the papers to those finishing touches and focal points as well. You've got everything included as part of this fabulous range. You can see one pass through the die cutting machine. It cuts absolutely beautifully. I mean, look at all the detail in there. It's just gorgeous. Doesn't matter what colour cardstock you cut it out of. Maybe it's going to be mirror card as well. I think that would look fabulous. Give you a really lovely bold finish. But look how gorgeous that looks in our pink cardstock. Now, something I love to do with this particular wreath is I love to cut multiples and start to build them up to give you lots of dimension. So what I've done is, in addition to this lovely pink wreath that we just cut, I've also cut one in our pattern cardstock. It's the same paper that we used there, it's just the reverse, so it's a bit more subtle. And then we've got one in our multi-purpose, and I'm just going to start to layer these onto our card base. Now, while I'm doing that, I don't know if we've got any more kitty cat chat that's come through. I know when
we can blame you now as well.
Yeah, you can. Why not, eh?
We've got a few pictures coming through, I believe, which we're going to look at in just a little while. I keep saying I want to get another cat.
Oh.
Because our little, I say our little cat, she was little, passed away that's nearly a year ago.
Goodness me, is it that long now?
Yeah. She was nearly 21 though.
Blimey, wow. That is a ripe old age.
She was trying to get in the Guinness Book of Records for the world's oldest cat. I mean, she was a few years off that. Do you know what the world's oldest cat was?
No, go on.
36.
Wow. Blimey me.
And it was called something like Cream Puff.
Of course. I mean, what else?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the name of the cat. You can have mine, Ben, says Rachel. What, your cat? I'll post her up to the studio.
Look out for that one arriving in at reception. What's
I will.
This large parcel? Oh, it's a cat.
It's a cat. If you have sent in a picture of your cat, thank you. We will show as many as we can. If you haven't, I daren't ask for any more because I'll get told off. Oh, we're cool with it, apparently. Send them in.
That's
send them in. Just as long as the system doesn't crash, we are all good. We must say hi to Linda, who's with us, says I'm on the borders of London and Kent, and we've just had a flurry of snow. Told you.
No way.
Told you the snow is coming this week.
See, I didn't think it was, I thought it was one of those, you know, oh, snow's coming, you know, one of those, you can't believe it sort of things. But is it actually real and it's actually coming this week?
They're calling it something like the Scandi Shivers or something.
Oh,
it's
dear.
Coming over from Scandinavia, but it's going to get cold.
Oh, dear. It's not what we want.
Sean Peacock, here we go. I've got some snow here in Sussex.
Oh, good grief.
We must, yes, that is south. Maybe we'll be fine up here in the gloriously warm north.
Oh, yeah, tropical, isn't it?
Yeah, so we never get snow up here, do we? Hi to Betty, who's joined us. My first Monday of retirement.
Oh, wow, congratulations.
Got up early to be with all of you. Well, thank you, Betty. You should definitely have had a line today, but we appreciate your viewership this morning. And we must say hi to Sarah Brown, who says, I'm loving Lily's nails today. Oh. Great colour choice. I noticed you put those on your Instagram over the weekend, didn't you?
Certainly did. January blues.
Oh, is that what it is?
Blues. Yeah, I thought, let's go for it. I never usually go for blue. I'm usually, you know, what I'm like with me pinks and purples. I thought, do you know what, we'll mix it up for January. January blues.
Yeah.
Can I just put it out there? Anyone who follows football, it's nothing to do with football. So please don't think that I've changed teams.
Oh, yes, you're not an owl, are you?
No, I'm certainly not. I'm a blade, yeah. Absolutely, yes. So nothing to do with football, it's just to do with January, just for the record.
Also, sorry, talking about the Instagram chat, I found out something really interesting about you the other day on Instagram.
Oh, gosh, here we go.
A shared love you and I have that I didn't know about.
Yes.
World's Strongest Man.
Yeah, massive fan. Absolutely massive fan.
How come you're such a big fan? I love that show.
Love it. I've loved it for years. Yeah, I've seen it live loads of times.
Yeah. Actually?
Absolutely. You know when Eddie Hall lifted the 500 kilogram?
Yeah.
Guess who was in the audience?
No, you weren't.
Absolutely. One of the best nights ever. It was incredible.
Serious?
Absolutely incredible, yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
I don't know if I haven't been in the audience of one, so I'm obviously not as big of a fan as you are, but it's always on, isn't it? This time of year, just after Christmas.
Yeah.
I think it's on Channel 5 now.
Channel 5, yeah, absolutely.
And there's the two Scots brothers who seem to do quite well.
Yep, Stoltman.
That's it, Stoltman. But he
Yeah.
didn't win this year, did he?
No,
it was
he
a
didn't.
Canadian that won it this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, I'm a massive fan, yeah.
Well, I never ever
Absolutely,
knew
yeah. Ever since I was dead little, I just remember growing up watching it, always around Christmas, and then I've just always been a fan. But my absolute dream is to actually go to proper World's Strongest Man out abroad, wherever it is, that time round. Yeah,
They go all over, don't they?
They
like, with
do,
all the
yeah.
competitions.
I've only ever seen it in this country, like some of the qualifying rounds. But yeah, I'd love to go abroad and watch it. Absolutely, yeah. Big fan.
There
Big
you
fan.
go. Learn something new
Absolutely, yeah.
every day,
Yeah.
don't you?
Quite funny, me sat beaving away in my craft room with World's Strongest Man on the telly. I mean, why not? Bit incongruous, but why on earth not, eh?
Some of the stuff they do, the bus pulls and then
It's
the
incredible.
Atlas stones that they have to pick up. And
Yeah,
it's a bit like my training I do in the gym in the morning.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, my one of my favourite ones used to be was the Hercules hold, where they've got two big
Like that.
big poles, yeah, and it's literally ripping their body apart. They have to hold them for as long as they can. I think it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an amazing
I do that
sport.
with the Gemini middies that I've got at home.
Absolutely.
See how
The
long I can
pros,
hold them out
actually,
for.
Gemini Pros it is, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, actually
Yeah.
it is the pros. I've worked up to the pro from the midi.
Yeah, you start off with a mini. Next thing you know,
yeah.
you're on the midi, and
Yeah.
then before you know it,
You'll be in World's Strongest Man.
absolutely.
You'll be watching me.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, that might be a way of me actually getting out there to go and see it. Eh?
Oh, yes.
Can you imagine?
I'll get on the show.
Yeah.
And you can be my VIP
I'll be your
guest.
coach.
Oh, coach even.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Coach Lilly. Why on earth not? Eh?
I love
Why
it.
On earth not?
There we go. You heard it here first, everybody.
There you go. Yeah, world exclusive. And while we were chatting about World's Strongest Man and our routes for me to go and see it, we created this card. I mean, how cute is that? We've brought in one of those lovely stamp and die sets, that flying gem. We've coloured it up using some of our Kingfisher water-based aqua pens that are part of the range as well. We've brought in one of our sentiments, also part of the collection. Even the seam binding ribbon is part of this range as well, and it builds that card. You've got that beautiful pop of pink on there as well, but it's just showing how everything is working together perfectly to enable you to create pretty cards with little to no effort whatsoever.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic collection. And as we said, you can pick up individual items if you go to the website if you want to do it that way. But if you want that sort of essentials collection, all of the stamps, the dies, the embossing folders, that's in the bundle I showed you just before the demo. So £60 or $76.80 is your platinum price. If you're going for that, then no doubt you'll be wanting to add into your basket all of the beautiful papers as well. So this comes in your four-piece paper and card collection. 36 sheets this time, because in the back you get your sheets of little sentiment toppers with things like Make a Wish, You're a Star, Thinking of You, Dare to Dream. There's loads in there, so you can snip into all of those. But then the papers themselves are absolutely beautiful. Once again, you've got all of the beautiful floral and foliage detail, then all of your sort of beautiful kingfishers in there. There's all sorts of flora and fauna, but you've got the matching reverse side again to your A side, so it makes it nice and easy for you to kind of choose and craft with this collection. Lots of snippability in there too, but you know, our artwork again is absolutely off the chart. You guys have come to expect nothing less from us really, but it's one of the most beautiful paper pads I think that we brought you last year. You get that in your 12 by 12. You're also going to get that duplicated in your 6x6 as well. And as Lily was showing you, you're also getting your beautiful linen cardstock in here. So all of that, again, matches up beautifully with the designs of the papers that you've got, and indeed your 24 sheets of vellum that you're going to be receiving within that collection as well. £34.40 or $47.20 is the price on that. Maybe you bought the original collection and you're wanting to stock up. It is a great opportunity to do that today. And then we've also got your embellishment collection as well. These just the nice little bits and pieces you might want to add into your collection. You do get your beautiful set of aqua pens in here as well. 3 pens you're going to get, but actually you've got those 9 different colours, water-based of course, so you've got the ability to pop these down on your glass mat, mix and match these around, create your own palettes, create all of the different shades of each colour, and of course mix them around as well. So you've got your sunrise, your sunset and your kingfisher. You're also going to be getting a set of our beautiful seam binding ribbon. Again, all of that matches perfectly with your papers and your cardstock. You're going to be receiving your feathers as well. And last but by no means least, you've got a huge pot of iridescent glitter as well. It's actually a 30-gram pot you're going to be receiving, so plenty of glitter to be playing with right there. £17.60 is the platinum price on that, or $26.40 if you're shopping in the US and a platinum member. And worth bearing in mind again as we head into the second week of 2024, if you are new to us, do make sure before you shop, you join Club Inspire. You're looking for that little logo just there on the website. It's free to do. You join up and then you're in the club. You'll get 20% off your first order, so you'll be paying this price here. And then, of course, you've got all of the features and benefits of the club, which will be explained in a video in just a few moments' time. If you've got stuff in your baskets, get them checked out. Do make sure you have a look ahead to the Craft Vault and Monday Makers a little bit later on. And when we come back, we're going to be talking to Annika about all things opera. Looking forward to it. We'll see you in a moment.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right?
Yeah.
Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What did she do?
Exactly
what
how
did she do?
he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
When it started about 20 years ago, probably a bit longer because I've always been quite crafty, but I got into scrapbooking. When my youngest daughter was born, I decided to do scrapbooking. I got all this amazing crafty stuff that I put into all these pages. Really, I started getting into card making probably about 15 years ago, and then that was it. I have so many people that inspire me, and I have to say, and I'm not just saying it because I'm a crafter's companion, but Sarah Davies was one of the first people that I got to meet in the craft industry. My mum got me into crafting, so that's my main inspiration. So you can imagine how excited I get when I get to meet Sarah Davies. I mean, when I then got on this design team, when I got to work with Sarah closely, everything from then on was amazing. But my mum is definitely, or was, the most inspirational person in my life through my crafting. Gossip, I can't give you any gossip. I mean, that's between us. Do you know what? We were just literally in the green room. Everyone, it's just been done out and John's been in there and it's become this place where everyone just comes in and it's just this gossip fest. And it's amazing because we're all such good friends, genuinely, and I know you all know that. But we have the most amazing time between us all. Me and Craig bounce off each other because we're very similar in our crafty ways. But also me and Debbie, we're full of giggles, and me and Jan and Corinne and Michelle, everybody that I work with is amazing. On the set and off the set, it's just incredible to work at Crafts Companion. Non-craft facts. Well, I have to say, I'm a bit of a singer and a dancer. I'm not good at either. When I was little, I did win a disco dancing competition for the school, and I come second to a Michael Jackson tribute, which I was quite gutted about because I thought I might have won that. So I used to do a bit of disco dancing, and I love dancing. I used to be part of an adult dance group, and it's something I'd like to take lessons.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Thanks for checking out your baskets. As you can see, busy old day. We've got Lily here with us on Wake Up Call. Craig is hot-footing it, or I suppose cold-footing it, from Scotland to be here for 3 o'clock this afternoon for our Craft Vault show. And as I said, Monday Makers a little bit later on. But I'm really enjoying this Wake Up Call show because we do have a fantastic guest with us today who is not only going to be doing a bit of crafting, but having a chat with me right now. It is the lovely Annika Sen. How are you?
Doing so well. I'm so happy to be here.
What have you made of the show so far? What did you make of that first demo?
It was beautiful, and you did it so effortlessly. I was so impressed.
I saw you sort of like watching, like, oh my God, this is amazing.
I was watching every second of it.
Yeah. Now, in case you weren't here at the top of the show, Annika, so your father is works here at Crafters Companion, yes. And so you came over to visit, right, just for a couple of weeks?
Yes, I always come for Christmas with my family.
Yeah.
They live in York, or right outside York in the country, but I live in Boston, so I always fly over for a couple weeks.
Amazing. And one of the main reasons that we got you in, because we obviously heard you were coming over and you wanted to have a look around with it because you got a bit of an interesting craft, but we then heard that you are studying opera.
Yes.
And where are you studying that currently?
So I'm in Boston getting my master's in opera performance at the New England Conservatory of Music.
Wow, I mean, doesn't this sound like absolutely amazing? My first question before we get on to talking about the opera though, how different is Boston to where your folks live in Yorkshire? Has it been a bit of a culture shock?
Yes, absolutely, especially because something crazy happened this past week.
Oh yeah.
Which was, so they really do live in the countryside. Oh. So there's one road to get to their house and a bunch of other houses near them.
Yeah.
And it flooded.
Oh yeah.
So I had to strap on some wellies and walk across like 6 fields, and I had to jump the farm fences and
over the stiles.
Yes, I learned what that word meant.
Yeah.
And there were sheep and it was very different for me coming from Boston.
You didn't have to saddle up a horse, did you, and like ride through the...
I was like waiting for the horse to come out, but no, just the Wellington boots in the mud.
Oh my God. It's so funny, isn't it? I, as you probably have found it quite different in Yorkshire, I can't comprehend what it must be like in Boston. Big, busy city, I guess.
Big, busy city, and I live relatively downtown, which I love.
Yeah.
I think that's really where I belong more, so, but...
Let's talk about his opera singing though, because I don't think I've ever chatted to an opera singer before. I mean, where did your love of that come from? Have you always been interested in singing? Were you singing as like a young kid?
Yes. Oh my gosh, literally from a baby, I was just making noise left, right, and center. And thankfully, my parents were supportive. So, you know, I was in all the kids programs with the theater. Oh, they came to my orchestra concerts, and I had piano lessons, but I really didn't know what I wanted to do in music, theater, art. I loved it all. And I was taking voice lessons when I was about 17.
Wow, okay.
And I had a teacher that said, okay, I know you love musical theater and pop, but I want you to try something. And she hands me a book of classical art songs, and she just says, go learn one. I never looked back. Wow. All of a sudden, I was like, oh, okay, so that's what, my body wants to do. It wants to sing opera. So I then spent, God, it'll be 8 years in school, and I'm graduating in May.
My goodness me. And is it, because I'm a little bit of a musician, I suppose, really. Don't laugh,
I've heard great things.
I sing a little bit, but is like opera singing is like so specific, isn't it? I always think like, do you have to have sort of a bit of a talent for it, or is learning that way to sing opera, is that something that you can be taught, or do you have to have a bit of a natural talent for it?
It's a little bit of both. I wouldn't even call it talent, but biologically, there are differences in different kinds of singers. Obviously, if you can do one, you can usually do so many other things, which is part of the reason I love opera, because it can transfer to so many other kinds of music. But it has to do with a lot of it is the size of your sinus.
Seriously?
Things like tiny things like that, you know, depending on how much space you have, depending on how flexible your vocal cords are, and like the length of them. Determines what range you sing at, what kind of music you feel most comfortable doing, but also you make the rules when it comes to music. You can kind of really do whatever you'd like. You know, with a lot of training, you can make your own reality.
And do you find then, so when you obviously singing opera, do you have to kind of like flick the opera switch, if you like? Because like, if you no, because what I mean is if you were kind of, I don't know, wanted to sing a bit of Taylor Swift, for example, you wouldn't necessarily sing that in like an opera voice, right?
No, and you know, so I teach sometimes as well, students, and a lot of them are very afraid to, you know, really try the opera sound. You know, they are singing and they think it's coming out, and so I sort of sit them down and I say, can you do me a favor? Can you make fun of me? Can you pretend like you are Pavarotti and you are in a pub and you are making fun of opera singers, and go for it? And they do, and I'm like, uh-oh, that's opera.
Seriously?
Really, it's honestly a lot of a mentality as well. It's the confidence to really flip that switch, just like you said.
And how long, so you're at the New England Conservatory, right?
Yes.
How long does one go to the conservatory for? And I guess it's for all types of music, right? Not just singing.
Yes, yeah, and every conservatory is a little bit different. Mine focuses mostly on classical music. So there are so many different programs that you can get. What I did is I did 3 years of an undergraduate degree. So I got my Bachelor's of Arts, or Bachelor's of Music. And right now I'm studying for my Master's of Music.
Wow.
But people get their artist diploma, their graduate diploma, their doctorate of music arts. There are so many things that you could do.
And does that involve then each kind of term, each kind of semester? Do you like pick one particular opera or one particular concert that you're then going to perform? How does the sort of semester, the year sort of build up?
Yeah, you do it all, really, truly. So last semester, which ran from September to December, I was in 3 different operas.
Wow.
The first one was really sort of September to October, then October to December, and the last one was quite literally about 3 weeks at the end, that it was crunch time. But the first one was actually an opera for children.
An opera for children?
It was an opera for children. So it was written by a composer that actually went to NEC, I believe, in the 60s.
Yeah.
And it's Little Red Riding Hood. Yeah.
I love the sound of this.
So I was the grandmother.
Of course.
And there was the wolf and Little Red and a pianist. So the 4 of us, quite literally, we would pack up the van early in the morning with, you know, we had a backdrop, we had a little cot for me to sleep in, and blankets. And we would go to schools, and they would host us on stages and gymnasiums, really wherever they had a little bit of space. Yeah. And we would perform for them.
It's so cool that you've done something like that, because I find like opera's it seems like quite a grown-up thing to do, and not necessarily something you take your kids to. So this was all about getting out there and getting the kids to try and understand and enjoy it. Yeah?
Letting them know that it's an option, something to enjoy if they want to pursue it or if they just want to listen to it. You know, I didn't really find it until I was late into my teens, so I would much rather somebody find it earlier if they love it.
Yeah. Have you got a favourite opera or a favourite performance that you've done?
That I've done?
Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, that was a very good one, but a couple years ago, I was in Strauss's Die Fledermaus.
Oh, Die Fledermaus,
Yes, which means the flying bat.
Yes.
Or the flying mouse, which means bat in German. But I was Prince Orlovsky. So I was sort of a loosey-goosey Russian prince, and I got to wear a crown and a beautiful silk jacket. That was one of my favorites.
Amazing. Oh, and we're running out of time. I feel like I could sit and chat to you for about half an hour here. Where do you go? So once you've kind of graduated the conservatory, what is your aim? What is your kind of thing that you want to do?
To sing, wherever they will have me, pretty much. So it's a lot of individual bookings for events or individual performances. For example, I'm doing Mozart's Requiem in New Hampshire in February, which will be super exciting. And people just casting productions and programs and houses all over the world. It's really exciting.
I know you're going to do some crafting in a minute, but being a bit of a singer, as I say, nothing to kind of your standard. Any like hints and tips you can kind of throw my way? Any like warm-up routines that you do that could help improve my vocal abilities?
You know what I do sometimes?
What do you do?
I sing in a plank.
Sorry, what?
I sing in a plank on the ground.
Or as in like a...
Yes, yeah. When you hold your core up, because a lot of the sound comes from right here, the strength.
Yeah.
So when you're in that position, you have no choice but to be really strong there.
Can I try that now?
Please.
I don't know if James is going to thank me for this. Okay, so if I can we do this? Can we do
I'll
this?
critique your form.
Okay. And will you tell me what to sing?
Oh.
I'm going down here.
You'll be, oh mio babino caro. Yeah.
Oh no babino caro. What else?
You put me out of a job.
Oh, really?
Mi piace bello, bello.
Mi piace per... I don't know what you're singing.
Il mistrogo eterno Dio.
You must... I don't know what you're saying again.
That's okay, make it up.
Okay. La 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 la. Da 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 da.
And that's opera.
Smashed it. Get me in the conservatoire.
That's every ingredient.
Yeah. Your voice, though, in all seriousness, that is amazing. I feel like I want to hear you sing a little bit more.
Yeah?
Just a tiny
Do
bit,
we have
maybe?
time right now?
I reckon we can probably...
Okay, I'll do like a little phrase.
Oh, yeah. That'd be
okay.
amazing. Okay.
Prederon padecimia, che mon amili las pastia.
Where was that from?
That's from Carmen Bizet.
Uh-huh.
French is my favorite language to sing.
How many languages do you have to learn to sing opera?
So we have to learn how to sing. The core ones are English, French, Italian, and German, with a little bit of Spanish and Russian, if you want to get creative with it.
And, sorry, I know I've got to move on. What was the song that we were singing whilst I was planking? Because I recognise that.
Yes, O mio babino caro.
Yeah.
From, I believe it's Gianni Schicchi.
Okay.
Yes, another classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for anyone watching, perhaps who hasn't been to an opera, who are thinking like, oh, I'd like to go and watch it, what would be like the easiest opera to go and watch, if you know what I mean, from someone perhaps who's not used to listening to that sort of music?
Okay, I have two off the top of my head. I'll be really fast.
Okay.
So Mozart, very good place to start. Die Zauberflöte, the magic flute, is a hugely popular one, especially for families. It's a fairy tale. There's magic. There's flutes and princesses. That's a great one. And if you want to get a little meaty with it, which I love, romance, I would suggest Puccini's La Bohème.
Ah, La Bohème.
And actually, that one inspired Rent, the musical.
Did it actually?
Down to the character names, yes.
Ha!
Yes, so those are two really good places to start.
My knowledge of opera music is sadly quite lacking. Whenever I just think of opera, I always just think of like the three tenors and like Pavarotti, obviously, Nessun Dorma.
Yes, yeah. That's the only recording that anybody should play.
Yeah.
Always Pavarotti.
Like the definitive performance.
Yes, yeah, he's the king.
Do you want to sing just one more time? And then I know you've got to go and craft.
Yes, okay. Oh, now I have to think about it. Okay.
I want to do like a duet with you, but I don't know,
We'll have to do something in the break.
any words. I'm not getting back in the plank position, Nicola. No.
I noticed I didn't do it either.
No, exactly right. She's like, yeah, you probably just like set me up there. I reckon you don't even do planking. It's like, yeah, we all plank and sing.
Yeah, and then I hang from the monkey bars.
Yeah, upside down.
Should I do one more?
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, okay.
My goodness me.
Also French. So
Where's that from?
that is from Massenet's Verter.
Seriously. Like just watching you sing and like the vocal control and watching you with the vibrato and the, I mean, unbelievable. Can we do some more later on? Okay. Before we move on, as a nice kind of segue to get Annika to the craft area, of course we're going to talk about cats because this is another interesting story we were chatting about before the top of the show. You love cats.
I love cats.
You have a cat who we're going to see in just a second. Tell us about your cat and how your cat came to... Well, I mean, she sort of chose you, right?
I like to say that she picked me. But so her name is Pomo, which is short for Princess Oprah Michelle Obama. Shout out to the Americans in the room. And a lot of people say that's a big name to live up to, and she does just that. So I was walking down the street October of 2020, and I heard something crying under a car. So of course, you know, I went, come here, it's gonna be okay. Yeah. And she was so sweet. So, you know, I was like, nice to meet you. Started walking home and she followed me for 2 or 3 blocks. And I was like, okay, we need some assistance. So, you know, I put her in my coat and I took her home. And I did my due diligence. I took her to the vet and I scanned for a chip and I put posters and checked the shelters. Nobody was looking for this little angel. So I claimed her immediately. And she has been my best friend ever since.
Should we have a look at her? We've got a picture of, I mean, what an absolute cutie. FOMO is on the TV screens.
Goodness.
She looks like an absolute cutie. We've had loads of you actually send in your pictures as well of your kitty cats. We've had some lovely messages coming through as well, which I will read for Annika in just a few moments' time. Have we got the other pictures there as well, or is it just for... Oh, okay, so here we go. Betty, here's your beautiful Kit Kat. Have we got names for all of these? Do we know? We can check these out. This is... Oh, great name. There's Molly, which is Betty's... That's like a tuxie cat, isn't it? Like a tuxedo cat. Molly is... confused why Betty's at home because of course Betty's on her first day of retirement, so she's obviously sat there thinking, hang on a minute, what's Mum doing at home? Mum is normally at work at this time. It's a bit of a difficult one for her to comprehend probably, but she's very, very cute. Then our radical Rachel has sent us a picture of Pepper, who again looks very, very busy for a Monday. Having a little cat nap there. Cats sleep for about 23 hours a day, I think, don't they, pretty much? They don't do a lot else. And Sam has sent in, this is, what on earth? That is Hadrian. What, is he, I'm just going to have to come a bit closer to have a look at this. Is he sat how I think he's sat? Yes, he is. Very, very good. Sam's cat there, Hadrian. Oh, we've got another one as well from Sam, which is Nettle. Some really interesting names there, Hadrian and Nettle. Thank you, Sam, for sending those in. Keep the cat pics coming. Thank you for all the lovely comments coming through. Sarah says, wow, Annika is amazing. So talented. Christine says, downtown Boston, so nice. There is so much there, like Quincy Market and the aquarium. Gorgeous city. And I think I'm around 4 to 5 hours from there in upstate New York.
Oh, it just says upstate.
Upstate. We'll find out.
Beautiful area.
Yeah. And Brenda says, I love Boston. I grew up 5 miles from Boston, so I was in it often, attending all of the sports games and shopping. Eventually, I ended up working in Boston for many years. It was a great place to work. So there you go. Keep the comments coming through. If you want some more singing before the end of the show, maybe we could sing out the end of the show. All 3 of us together. No, Lily?
Absolutely.
No?
I'll only do it with Lily.
Okay, well, let us know if there's a particular, I don't know, opera or anything you want us to sing, feel free, and we'll do that before the end of the show. Right, back onto the crafting, and actually looking forward to this because, Lily, you've got a demo that you're going to do with Annika, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm so excited for us to be crafting together. Your singing is absolutely incredible. I was sat here and I was like, oh my goodness me. Just amazing.
No, because that's how I was watching your crafting.
Oh, well, it's time to get you crafting. Are we ready? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a card. We're going to use our fabulous scattered corners and borders. You'll see the details on your screen for that amazing collection of dies.
Okay.
We're going to do a bit of die cut, we're going to do a bit of drop shadowing, so a few different techniques, but I want to start off by us creating our very own background.
Okay.
So I'll start off, I'll show you the technique, then I'm going to hand it over to you. Okay. So we've both got our own little prep kits, so we can both create our own cards, which I think is quite exciting to both be able to create ours. But what we're going to start off with is we'll start off with our piece of watercolour cardstock. So we've just taken a panel of that card, we've cut it down to size. Then we're going to take some of our aqua pens. Now I'm going to let you pick your colours, of course, which is like the hardest job ever, believe you, baby.
Favourite colours?
So what I've gone for
Pink.
mine, kindred spirits,
Pink and purple.
Pink,
I know.
yeah, absolutely.
You can tell by
Best
my
colours
outfit.
ever. There we go. We love our pink and purple. So for my original, that I'll show you my background in a bit, I've gone for blue and purple. I've gone for two colours. But of course, totally up to you. Whatever you want it to look like, you can go for your two colours. Just whatever you want to go for.
Okay.
The choices, eh?
Cannot wait. Okay.
Don't worry, this is the hardest part of the demo.
No, I'm sweating already. Okay, I'm gonna go for orchid.
Okay.
Okay.
Gorgeous colour.
And
Oh, she's really taking her time
I'm
here. I
really
like this.
I'm thinking about this really hard. I'm gonna go for bud green.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
I'm gonna go for a little floral theme
Yeah,
here.
we like that. So those are our aqua pens. You'll find those over on the shop today if you want to pick up some of those as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our glass mat. So you might just think this is a surface that we work onto, but we can actually use it to do techniques, which is quite exciting.
That's mine.
So you can see with our pens, you've got two ends to them. You've got your one that's got that little white belt around it, which is your really fine one. And then you've got your other nib, which is the one we're going to use, which is our brush nib. So you just want to take your lid off of that end of the pen. You're going to do it with both your pens. And then literally, this is like the easiest technique you can ever do, and it creates the most fabulous backgrounds. Okay. All you're going to do, and don't be worried about this because these are water-based, so they'll wash off anything. So if they're all over your hands, which if you're crafting properly, they will. If they're all over your clothes, which quite possibly, don't worry, it's because they're all water-based, so they'll wash out dead easily. But you're going to take your glass mat, so you're not even going to use your cardstock just yet. You're just going to scribble onto there. So maybe do, I don't know, maybe like a purple there, a green there, a green there. You just want to get a little bit of that colour down. You're not needing to be dead precise, you're just wanting to get some of that colour onto the mat.
That's it.
And it's one of those you're like, oh my goodness, I'm scribbling onto my glass mat. What am I doing here? It seems a little bit scary, but it doesn't have to be neat onto there. You just want a little bit of colour. Maybe a couple more scribbles onto there.
That's it, go wild, go on. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, why not? Let's go for it. Oh, tick.
I love the fact you're doing stars and ticks, and this is brilliant.
I'm gonna get an A+.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then all you're going to do is you're going to take one of your fine spray misters, take the lid off, and it's just like a perfume mister. All you're going to do is just going to spritz onto those colours that you've already laid down onto there.
Nice.
Looks good
Good
to me.
spritzing.
Right, then all you're going to do, beautiful spritzing, like a pro. So you're going to take your cardstock and you're just going to pop it face down on there and you're just going to give it a smoosh around.
Okay.
Simple as that. So you'll go in first, you'll have a little look, you'll think, do I need to go back in? So you're not needing to be really precious, you're not needing to be precise, just literally give it a good old smoosh around. Imagine you just cleaning it up at the end of the day. You're
that's
doing
a good tip.
cleaning your window or something like that. I mean, I would hope you wouldn't have those sorts of colours on your window, but you never know. Maybe you've seen like a paint fight outside.
You just never know.
Look at that. If you want to add some more colours
yes.
onto there, you can go back in and
Right.
double dip.
Can
Up
I,
to you
like,
though, yeah, of course you can. You can just dab it on or you can move it round.
I got a nice like wine color.
I like
Yeah.
that. Making your own colours as well, which is quite
Ooh,
Very
I'm a
pretty,
color
that.
expert
Oh,
now.
yeah. Not just an opera singer, but a colour expert.
Yeah.
If you want to go back in, yeah, absolutely go for it. Scribble back on your mat. You can then mist it with water again, or you can just go in without misting. Totally up to you.
I'm gonna
go
jump
for
in.
it.
Did you say you've done a bit of crafting before?
Me?
Yeah.
In the silence and privacy of my own home.
Well, here we are on live telly now.
I know. This is my debut.
Yeah,
You're doing very well.
certainly are. We are loving this.
We're brave. We're brave.
No, it's fun though. It's what it's all about,
Ooh.
experimenting. What we think, are we liking it? Once you're happy, we'll set it to one side. But if you want to go back in, then keep going
I'm gonna
back in.
do a little bit.
A little bit more green. The
On
beauty
the
of
other
this
side of the
technique is you
bounce
can just
back.
keep going until you're happy. You can stop when you like, you can keep going. Totally up to you. You happy with that?
I'm happy with this.
I like it.
Like it. Let's
Thank
have a little
you.
look at that on the close. Ooh,
yes.
I like that. Nice and arty background.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we've created our own background. We've not even needed to use pattern papers. We've created it ourselves, which is fabulous. That is going to go to one side for just a moment because we're going to leave that to dry. Just want to pop it on there, Perfect. See, I've not even had to do anything. Oh, got an easy job today, haven't I? Love it.
She'll get you staying for the rest of the show if you're not careful, Annika.
Don't try
Like,
that. I'll do it.
You can do the next, Devo. Oh, I've got my die cut stuck to me. Right, so what we're going to do next is if you go back into your little prep pack, we'll do a little bit of die cutting, shall we?
Ooh.
So I've given you the choice. You can use either your Gemini 2 or you can use your cute little mini.
Use the cute one.
So cute. Yes, I want to use that.
So cute. Just going to clean off our mat, and like I was saying earlier, how easy is this? You just need to get a piece of kitchen towel.
And it
it's
suctions.
Gone. I know. And the wait to use. The noise! It's amazing, isn't it? See, this is why we love crafting.
Annika, I love your face. This is brilliant.
I'm so happy. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, it's incredible. We love it. So, all we've got in your prep pack, you've got some mats and layers that we'll come to in just a moment. But we want to look at these couple of sheets of cardstock that we've got here. We've got one in silver, and we've also got one nice bit of shine on there, and one in black as well. So the way that your Gemini mini die cutting machine works is it works on a folder system. This is so easy to die cut with. All you have to do is sandwich your die and your cardstock in there. It goes through the machine, it die cuts. Could not be easier. So I'm just going to check. We might need to cut that down to size a little bit, which is no bother at all. The beauty of having your mini machine is that with it being a little bit smaller in size, it means that you can use it if you've got only a small area to craft in, maybe you're crafting with the children. This machine is going to be absolutely ideal for those sorts of uses. So we've got our cardstock there, and then we're going to take our dies. I say we, you're going to take the dies. And we're going to do a little bit of die cutting. So with these corners and borders, as the name suggests, pretty self-explanatory. We've got a corner and we've got a border. I mean, it don't get much harder than that, does it? Blimey me. And this is our gorgeous dazzling stars. I thought, you're a singing star, so we need to bring in the stars for this demonstration.
Like what you did there.
There we go.
That was smooth.
It's good.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our corner and our border. I'm hoping those will just about fit on. So we're going to cut one border from our silver, one border from our black, and we're going to do exactly the same with our corner.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to give you some low-tack tape. So all you're going to do, probably just going to pop one piece of low-tack tape onto there. You're going to tape your die onto your cardstock. You'll pop it into the folder and you'll run it through.
All right.
What sort of crafting were you doing then in the privacy of your own home? Were you making cards or what kind of?
No, but you know what I do? I watch videos like this of people making cards. I've always wanted to do this. No, I grew up knitting with my grandmother.
Ah.
Yeah, so you know, I make the scarves, and I'm currently trying to make a granny square blanket, but it's going very slowly.
Oh, well.
All right, so I pop this in here.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, and then
Yeah,
feed it.
then feed it in, and then just.
It's like magic. Honestly, the first time you do it, it is like magic.
Yeah, so just hold
keep going.
the machine with one hand, and don't forget you've got that suction on there, so you know it's not going to move.
Yeah.
Just wheel it through.
And if you sing whilst you're doing it, it helps as well.
Oh, apparently so.
Yes.
And then all you need to do is just open it up. I'm going to give you your very own poke tool.
Ooh.
I know, how exciting.
It's clever, right?
It's so cool. So then you're just going to ease that out of your cardstock. And then you're just going to, I find it easier if you turn it over from the reverse to poke light. It don't matter, but I just find it personally a little bit easier.
I'll trust you.
Well,
Ooh.
but it wouldn't.
Oh, they poke out.
They poke out, so,
Oh, that's so nice.
so easy, isn't it?
Wait, that is so easy.
I told you it was easy. So we get your die cuts, we get you creating your own backgrounds. Oh my goodness, we are literally making
dream
a
come
craft
true.
review.
Do we not tell you you're doing the show later on, Annika?
Yeah, Craig's not actually coming in.
Craig's not actually coming in. Surprise,
We said
surprise!
Oh my god, am I gonna fly solo?
Yeah, I'm off.
Get creative with the equipment.
Absolutely. Honestly, you could do it. I mean, look at you go. So that is your first die cut. Wowza.
Is learning to craft easier than learning to sing opera? Yes.
Oh, I think. Sometimes.
You're going to just pop that to one side for just a moment.
Okay.
And then you're going to do exactly the same with your black piece. See, this is easy.
I think crafting makes me more nervous because I'm like, it has to be perfect.
No, absolutely not. This is what it's all about. It's all about just having a play, enjoying what you're doing.
A lot of fun.
And to be honest, we've thrown you in at the deep end. You were just coming here for a bit of a nose around. We've got you on air. We've done like a 15-minute interview with you. We've gone, sing, sing. And now we've gone, craft.
And while you're crafting, sing
and craft.
Oh, amazing.
Just think of all these stories you'll have to tell your,
My friends are going to be
friends.
so jealous when I get home.
Yeah.
See, I'll have to teach them crafting.
That's it.
Imagine you could set up a little crafty club.
I'm
on
going to be the
an
cool
evening.
kid when I go back.
Absolutely, yeah, get them crafting with you.
Ooh.
So exactly the same with this one. We've just, there we go. Then you just need to pop your pieces out. So you know what you're doing. I don't need to tell you.
Oh yeah.
You're pro.
It's great though, isn't it? That
already?
someone who's never crafted before, Lily, is just using the mini, using the dies, and it just shows how easy it is to do, right?
I mean, we always say that mini machine, especially our manual machines, are so easy to work with, and I think we've just proved that absolutely. She's never die cut before.
The closest I've gotten to this is drooling over the machines in the store.
Yeah.
Staring at them, being, when can I use one of these?
The thing is about crafting, it's one of those, once you start, you can't stop.
I cannot, no, I'll never stop.
Yeah, it's very addictive, but in the best possible way. So there's our two borders, exactly the same, with our two corners.
Yes.
Yay!
I'm a genius, okay.
You are. We love it. We absolutely love it. So just the same with your two corners.
Fabulous.
And then what we're going to do with those, so we're cutting 2 of each because we're going to do a bit of drop shadowing, which is literally my favourite technique, but it's so easy.
I also like that you can reuse the tape. That's nice.
Yeah.
That it stays.
Absolutely. I can use it literally like dozens of times. So you'll always see my die cutting machine at home, like that one that we've got in the studios, always got a little piece of tape lined up across the top of it, just so you can reuse it. You know where it is then.
Yes.
But low-tack tape, absolute godsend. Definitely one you need in your crafty stash when you're die cutting.
Kat, who is one of our viewers from Scotland, has messaged saying, best show ever.
Yay!
Give Annika a job. Singing crafter. Annika is great. I love her. Has she heard of Charlotte Church?
Oh.
No.
Oh, so Charlotte Church is a Welsh opera singer.
Ooh.
Might want to look. She sort of did opera, and then she kind of moved into pop and had a couple of hits, like top 40 hits, and then she's gone back to opera now. She's very good.
Well, I love things like that because, again, like, you know, when you're a singer, you're a singer. When you're a crafter, you're a crafter.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and I'm a singer and a crafter.
You are both, and at the same time as well.
Yeah.
I kind of think we should send you away and get you to write. I'm kind of thinking like Crafters TV, the opera. Somehow there must be like a, you know, a crossover there somehow.
Pavarotti never used the Gemini 2.
Pavarotti did not. No.
I'm technically already winning, but...
Wait, yeah.
You are.
Did he make a car? Did he make his own background?
Did he even make his own car?
Did he?
Come on now.
I don't
think
he did.
No, I don't think he did. I don't think he was on live telly as well.
Kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, it is really when you think about it.
Yeah, all he did was like sang Nessun Dorma to the 1990 World Cup football, and that was it, wasn't it? That's all
he did was sell out stadiums.
Yeah, exactly. Just 1 or 2 stadiums.
I mean, anyone can do that. Sure. Oh dear, funny. You can see though this card is already starting to take shape. We've got all our die cuts going off now. We're going to be doing a bit of drop shadowing in a bit. It's exciting how quickly it can come together as well. And I think these dies are perfect because it enables you to use whatever you've got in your crafty stash. If you've not got a lot in your crafty stash, maybe you've not got pattern papers, like you've seen here, we can actually create our own papers, which I think is super fun, which is something I love doing. And of course, when you've got your aqua pens, you can create them in any colour you like. If you want it to be bright pink, like I usually do, then it can be. Totally down to you guys at home.
I meant to ask as well, just whilst we're watching, do you have any musical members of your family? Like, where did you get your musical
Absolutely
talent
no
from?
idea. Don't tell my dad that. But, you know.
He's probably watching.
He's great at karaoke.
Ah, there we go.
Fabulous. His go-to song is "And I Would Walk 500 Miles." Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's his jam.
Have you ever duetted with him?
I have not.
Ah.
That's a crime.
Coming up later on Wake Up Call.
That'll wake people up, yeah.
Certainly will be a wake-up call. So we've got all of our die cuts there. That is literally all of our die cuts we need to do. I'm just going to pop those in the bin. But what we're going to do next is because we do a bit of drop shadowing. This is an easy technique.
Hopefully you were looking earlier on when Lily was drop shadowing.
Yes.
So you know exactly what to do.
This is literally one of my most favourite techniques. So the way we're going to do this one, well, the way I'm going to do it, it's up to you whether you do it the other way around. It's your card at the end of the day. I'll do mine how I like. You do yours how you like.
I'll do exactly what you do.
So for this one, I'm going to have the black underneath. And the way I tend to die cut is the one that's underneath, I have it slightly down and slightly towards the left. Other guys on the team will do it differently. They might have the one that's underneath slightly towards the right, so it doesn't matter at all. All we're aiming for is to have a tiny little bit of that black underneath, just a little bit offset. So I've got a piece of scrap paper for you here. You would have seen me using our tacky glue earlier, but just for that instant grab, we'll use one of our dotty tape pens. So all you're going to do, the beauty of these is it's not like a continuous line of glue, it's in dots. So which that means is when you've got intricate die cuts, the glue only goes on the places where the die cut is, which is why we have a piece of card underneath so that it sort of catches. I mean, you could do it on your glass mat, but then you have to clean it up afterwards. And quite frankly, I'm not one for cleaning up. And one for crafting, not cleaning.
Yes.
Not fun at all.
The good part.
All for the crafting, not for the cleaning. So you just want to get enough on there that it's going to anchor those points into position. You don't think you need to cover it all over with glue. And then all you're going to do is you're going to offset that. So just hover over. So I'm starting with the bottom. You can start with the top, just any one area at a time. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to anchor that into position. And I'm just going to work my way up. So I've got that even border, that even bit of black exposed all the way up. And you can see there, just like so. Just make sure that's pressed down, and that's going to give you your
Look at I love that shot of Annika just like, what's there?
Immediately 3D.
Yeah.
Doesn't it look amazing?
That's
So
crazy.
If
Okay.
you take yours to start with, if you look at that compared to that, what a big difference that is. It's huge, huge difference.
That looks, yeah.
Doesn't it
okay.
make a big difference?
You're
So-
an expert. Okay.
Well, I do try. I love my crafting, but yeah, it's just an easy technique. So you're going to do that on your border, and you're going to do it on your corner. And I'm going to give you that because you'll need that. You won't be able to do much sticking without your glue.
Nice. Okay.
There you go. So while you're doing that,
No pressure. I'm looking
gonna do
forward
mine.
to the role reversal that we're going to do after the break in a minute. Where
And I'm
let's
gonna
just see
sing off
Lily's
for it.
face then.
well, it's nearly sexy.
Do you sing at all, Lily, or not?
I caterwaul. See, I love having my music on when I'm crafting, and I'm usually caterwauling away, which is good now that I'm in a house, because when I used to be in a flat, I used to feel sorry for the neighbours. Luckily now I'm in my own house, it's all right. But yeah, I love singing along, but I'm not a singer, if that makes sense.
Do you reckon, Annika, because you said you did a bit of teaching, is it possible to teach anybody to sing? Do you reckon you could take someone who was like tone deaf and turn them into a singer? I'm not that I'm saying Lily's tone deaf, by the way.
Don't worry, no offence
think
taken there. That is
It
for
depends
sure.
on what your goals are. I think all it takes is a little bit of courage.
Yeah.
That's really it, you know?
See, it's all right when I'm in my craft room on my own and no one can hear. But
Sweet.
when
And
it's
I always
like
think
that,
everyone can
Go
sing as
down.
well. You know
so
what?
have your black slightly down and towards the left.
Slightly down and
This is where I struggle a bit with the old drop shadowing, knowing where to sort of line up what to
See,
what. But
It's funny because other people do it in different ways. So you could have the black on the right, but for me, my eyes, I don't know, I just prefer it slightly on the
I
left.
trust you right
well,
away.
blimey,
Yeah.
oh dear. Sorry about that one.
That's a good, yeah.
That is
that looks
perfect.
awesome, Annika.
Absolutely perfect.
Okay, it's a little bolder, but that's okay.
No, we like that. It's up to you whether you want more of the black shown or a little bit.
I'm
Totally
happy
your
with
choice.
that.
I'm happy with that. I think it's fab. Then we're just going to do the same for the corner.
Perfect.
Easy enough. If you can do it with the border, you can do it with the corner. With it being a
Yes.
smaller piece, it makes it even easier.
Now I'm brave.
Absolutely. That is the way to do it. That's what it's all about, because at the end of the day, crafting should be fun. I always say, if you're happy with the result and if you've had fun making it, then that's what it's all about.
No, and
That's
I
a
grew
win
up
for
doing
me.
like this kind of stuff with my grandma, so it's got a special place in my heart.
Oh, see, I love crafting. For me, crafting is just my happy space. I can lose hours and hours on end just crafting happily away.
Truly.
We might have to send you away with some crafted stuff, and then we can get you in on a
Oh,
craft
yeah.
along maybe in the future, because we
Oh
do
my
live
goodness,
shows here
yes.
where we have our viewers Skype in and we have them on the show and they craft along with us.
Oh my gosh. You can see my
Live from the
little
New
part-
England Conservatory.
And oh my God, Palmer's in Boston. We can feature her.
We can get
I think we
Palmer
have
on the
guests
show.
on and they have their cats or dogs or whatever come on the show with
Yeah.
them.
Honestly, people with cats will understand, like, there's really not a lot I can do without her in the
Absolutely.
apartment. Her nose is everywhere.
This is getting even more
I'm
exciting.
gonna add a
Yes.
little bit more glue
Yeah.
just to the top there, but
See, can I just say I've got 2 craft alongs coming up this month?
Have you?
Yeah, I have. I've got lace nesting dice.
Oh, nice.
Launched on Friday, and I've also got something that's launching on Monday.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that is perfect. I
Perfect,
mean,
that.
I'm not being funny, but you know I craft every day. You know I craft hours and hours on end, and I love my crafting. But is there any difference between those two?
I mean,
no.
you're smashing it. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
We are loving that.
I
Loving
feel
it,
properly
loving it,
hyped
loving
up.
it. So let's bring back in that background. Let's have a little look if that's dried. I think that's dried. What do you think?
That background looks amazing now
Doesn't
it's
it
dried.
just? We'll leave those to one side for just a moment. We're going to do a little bit of matting and layering now. So
Very exciting.
I'm going to bring you a tape pen because I think you might find that a little bit easier given you've already used one of those. This is our normal tape pen. So do you remember the other one that we used? It was a dotty one. This is a
Right.
normal one, so it means that it's like a continuous line of glue.
Cool.
So what you're going to do is you're going to look in your little pack and you're going to find some mats and layers. So my background is a little bit different. I did this at home yesterday using a couple of different colours. So I've gone for a purple and a blue on mine. Just goes to show how different it can look when you are using different colourways. And first of all, you're going to mat and layer it onto your black card. So your black panel is 1/4 inch larger, and all you're going to do is you're just going to line that up, you're going to manoeuvre that into position until you've got an even border all around the edge, and that's going to be your first mat and layer.
great. Also, it matches your nails.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. You can tell I just had my nails done when I did this background, can't you? I feel like all my crafts at the moment are blue themed.
It's the mood. I love it.
Got another question for you, Annika.
Ooh, yeah.
From Mary, who says, good morning from Malta.
Ooh.
She says, please, Ben, can you ask this beautiful lady if she knows of our Maltese operatic tenor who's called Joseph, I'm going to say this wrong.
Jonas Kaufman.
Joseph Calleja.
Oh, no.
Enjoying the show so much. It's Calleja. Joseph Calleja or Calleja?
I'll have to look into him.
Yeah, that's Joseph
Ooh.
Calleja, Charlotte Church.
Okay, you'll have to write these down for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give you a list for your homework.
Who's your favourite singer, like opera singer?
Ooh,
Well, but that's a tough question.
That's a hard. It's like choosing between cats.
Is it? Yeah.
Okay, classic. I'm gonna say Maria Callas.
Okay,
She's the queen.
Yeah.
But currently, I do love Joyce DiDonato. I think she does. Speaking of people that do lots of different things, she's got an album that's like opera and jazz.
Oh, nice.
It's really cool. She does some really, really cool stuff. Plus,
Yeah.
she's a mezzo, so we got to stick together.
See, that's your first mat and layer. Then all we're going to do, just to make it tie in with those die cuts that we did earlier, we're just going to take our piece of silver and then we're just going to mat and layer that onto the centre of there.
Perfect.
Dead easy. And our mats and layers are almost like, you know when you've got paintings in galleries and they're in lovely frames? That's kind of like what our mats and layers are. They draw your eye into the focus of the card. Just like on your paintings, those lovely frames draw your eye in to that gorgeous painting on the inside. That's what our mats and layers are doing. So we choose colourways that we've used in other parts of the design, like we've got in our die cuts that you've just die cut and drop shadowed. We're using those same colours to make everything tie together. Then all we're going to do, because obviously we're making a card, we've got to actually have a card. Does help. So we've taken our card base. We've actually created this ourselves just by taking some of our multi-purpose card. I mean, you can buy ready-made card bases. I find it easy to make my own because I can make them in any size. Trim it down, pop a score line in the middle. Easy as anything. And then that is literally just going to stick on the front.
Ooh.
How easy is that?
I've loved watching you two craft, and I've loved how much you've loved it, Annika. It's been
Oh my gosh.
such a joy to watch. And you picked it up so quickly as well.
I know. I feel like I'm out of a job here. It's making me look quite bad. I'm like, I'm craft expert. Goodness me, no. Yeah, right. It just goes to show when you've got the right tools, when you've got the right products, and with a little bit of help, you can absolutely create the cards however you want to.
Living my dream.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about.
And it's great as well because Annika and Lily all know this. We have loads of different kind of levels of crafter that watch us. We have quite a lot of experienced crafters. But we have new people, people who are just starting out. And I think seeing someone like yourself, who's not an avid crafter, coming on live TV, popping a card together brilliantly, it shows that it is very achievable and anyone can do it, and anyone should have a go, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
10 out of 10. 12 out of 10. Recommend doing this.
I mean, I'm not being funny. Look at that.
Yeah.
You create that background yourself. That's not a pattern paper. You created that yourself. You've done your matting and layering, and we're about to finish off the card. I'm excited.
Do love all of the layers in this, and I also love how they feel. Like, I mean, I could tell just from looking at yours, they're like so
they've got
sturdy.
They feel quality, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, when you buy a card from the shops, literally they're almost like paper, aren't they? Let's be honest. You put them on the bookshelf, next thing you know, they've fallen off. Not with your handmade cards. They do have a weight to them, which I think is always
really
quite
nice.
nice. Should we start to build the card? So, I'm going to take our couple of die cuts. Now, this is what I'm going to do for mine, but it's up to you however you want to pop yours together. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to have my corner on that bottom left, and I'm going to have that border along that right-hand side. Up to you, though. Your card, this is how I'm doing mine. You do yours however you so choose. We're just going to take some more of that dotty tape pen. There it is. I've nicked it off you. Are you just going to pop some of that on the back, the same as you did when you were drop
I like that.
And you're going to stick them onto there.
I'm gonna get a little fancy with
Oh,
it.
yeah. Yeah. So this is what it's all about. I know I'm going to put mine together, but you don't have to do yours the same. This is the beauty. Every time you create something, it can be different. That's one of the things I love about crafting. I'd never make two cards the same. I like to mix it up, and every piece then is almost like a unique piece of artwork, if you like.
Oh yeah.
And it's super special.
And I love with something like this, like you could tell that someone made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in a really great way.
Absolutely.
Like this was, I mean, for me, it was made with lots of love, but.
Well, there's nothing better there, is there, as well, like giving a card, like a handmade card to somebody as well. It's just that extra bit special, isn't it?
Especially because my dad and I do have a tradition of giving like fun cards.
Oh, yeah.
And every year it's harder and harder to find them.
The thing is, so when you make your own, you can personalise them.
Exactly.
Like,
oh my God, I could write so many jokes.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Is this going to Dad, this one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give this one to my dad.
Yeah. It's a thank you card
I guess.
for saying thank you for bringing me into work. I had lots of fun. Can I come again?
I think that's A card he never expected to get. Thank you for bringing me into work, Dad.
Oh, funny. That's the thing, though. You can create your own cards. You can make them fun. You can pop your funny sentiments.
Yeah,
with
where
little
would you find
sayings.
that card in
Exactly.
real
Yeah. I mean, you've got pet names or sort of phrases that are personal to you. You can put that on your handmade card.
You could go back and make a card for FOMO when you get back to the US.
Yes.
Pet cards are a big thing, aren't they?
Gosh,
People making cards for their pets.
Absolutely, yeah.
Then I could have a pic. Oh,
And from pets to
Yeah,
other members
yeah.
of the family
I
as well.
love
Absolutely.
those.
Yeah.
Get some little paw prints from
Okay, here's a
FOMO.
question. Yeah, if they're water-based, can I just like
FOMO.
stick a paw in
FOMO.
there?
Wow, that's
Get me FOMOs and me POMOs mixed up.
No, one time she licked a blue M&M and then licked her white feet.
Oh no.
Her feet were blue for like a week. This would be much easier and more fun, I think, because they're water-based, so I could just...
Yeah.
Yeah, just get her to walk in it and then like put the card down and just get her to
stamp
walk all
it.
over it.
Easy.
Done.
It's good.
Christmas,
Yeah.
Easter, New Year's,
Love it. Finishing touch.
Hanukkah.
Yeah, everything
Any
done.
celebration. Valentine's, we're there. Finishing touch, you've got sentiment in your pack. You've got 2 mats and layers, so it's the same as we did before. You know, we might have laid onto the black and then onto the silver. That's exactly what we're going to do now.
Yay.
Could not be easier, literally. And that's what I like to do when I'm doing my mats and layers. If I've got like a sentiment and I've got a larger layer, I like to keep the same colours just so that everything matches and ties in together. Just makes it look nice and finished off. Thought sparkle all the way. It works perfectly with the little stars that we've got on our dies. That's just going to go onto there. And that's going to be our finishing touch to our card. I love the fact how we've both started off with exactly the same ingredients, if you like, and they look totally different.
Yes.
Which is what it's all about.
Oh, I'm just seeing in my ear, we demo of the show, are we putting this forward? Yes, says Nicola.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
It's a
have
demo on the show, so it's got to be good.
just enough room.
So you can pop it wherever you like.
I'm gonna put it
You
sideways.
can put it sideways. Why on earth not? Then all we're going to do now, this is one of my favourite things in crafting. I love dimension on my cards.
Ooh. Okay.
And this is one of the things, you know, when you see cards in the shops, if they've got one of these on the back, they charge about another couple of pounds or a couple of dollars for you onto them. And it's like, what's that all about? Gives dimension to your cards. So you're going to pop a couple on the back. And then all we're going to do, these are foam pads, by the way.
Oh, how puffy they are.
I know. We do it as well on a roll. So you've got foam on a roll, foam pads, lots of different sizes of your
That's the
foams.
song we were going to get you to
Yes.
sing.
Oh, okay. Someone said foam roll, and I was like, I'll figure out what that means.
It's really easy. The song goes like this. It just goes, foam on a roll, foam on a roll, foam on a roll, foam on a roll, foam on a roll.
Hey! It's
That's it.
literally the most boringest song you've ever even heard.
But if you offered it up, it would be, you know.
I don't think I can top that, to be honest. That sounds like very established.
Well,
Wow,
something like that.
I'm impressed. I don't know. Who came up with that?
Who did come up with it? Was it you?
Who did? I think it was.
It's got to be you. It sounds
I think
like
it was
something
me
you
that came up
with
with that one. I've written many a song here, Annika.
We know.
Maybe we'll show you in the next break.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm gonna go for it.
Do you know what I prefer? I like the orientation. Obviously, mine is portrait. I like the landscape.
Okay. Okay.
We
I'm gonna
love
call it
this.
that.
You've made a card.
That is
Look at that. I mean, look how
I'm
different.
beautiful.
So happy.
Different, but neither's better than the other. Absolutely not. Wow, look at that. Is that your first card?
Yes,
you made?
and you know, I thought it was a little dicey
Love it.
in the beginning, but by the end, that actually looks fantastic.
I love it. That is absolutely amazing. Wow. Did you enjoy it?
Oh my God, yes.
We've got a new crafter part of our club.
No joke.
That's what it's all about.
I'm gonna stick this in my backpack when I go.
It's fine. No one will know. When Craig comes in at 3, he's like, where's the Gemini 2 gone? I'm like, oh, Craig, we don't know.
That's crazy.
What Gemini 2? That was brilliant. Honestly, how much fun was that? Donnie Yam says, I love this artistic collaboration. Highly recommend more guests. We should definitely do that. We should definitely do that. We'll chat more to Annika before the end of the show, I'm sure. If you want to get the scattered corners and borders, if you want to craft and create these amazing cards like you've just seen, how simple, how easy. You know, lovely Annika, who's done a little bit of crafting previously, but nothing like this. Just come on live TV, smashed out a beautiful card. Really simple to do. If you are someone, again, who's just maybe thinking about crafting this year, maybe you're new to it, these certainly are really, really super simple to craft with. Grab them whilst you can. You're going to get all of them within this set. So you get your Beautiful scattered corners and borders, 12 dies in total. This one is that stunning boho dreams. You've got beautiful dragonflies in there as well. I love the fact as well that you could almost create your own look like frames with these if you wanted to. They are great as kind of sort of the main focal point of a project, or indeed if you just wanted to add a a nice little embellishment, you can. There's the dazzling stars, 2 dazzling stars over the other side of the studio. Thank you. Charming butterflies. You've also got your beautiful floral meadow in there. And then last but by no means least, one which you might be turning to sooner rather than later, are those gorgeous love hearts. It is a 15, in fact, over 15% saving. And then you've got your club inspired discount as well. If you're platinum, what should be £60 or almost $78 is £40 or $52. Right, we are going to take a short break. Lots more to show you in the final half hour of the show. And don't forget, still lots more to come today. Craig is going to be with us for Craft Vault at 3 o'clock this afternoon. That's 10 o'clock Eastern. And then Monday Makers this evening from 6 with, I think, 4 Monday mega deals. You can see all of the deals on the website. We'll come back in about 3 or 4 minutes' time. Check out your baskets. We'll see you in a mo.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate. Thinking dough might not work as well because I've put too much. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place.
Because I have a way of words that I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Moseby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You're right.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
I went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with the and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami. I've got some.
There once was a man who was very crafty. His name was Craig from Carnoustie. He joined the team on Crafters TV. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. He wanted to prove he was the man, but he lost at Craft Wars to Leanne. But 2 weeks later he beat Jan. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. He did so well on Crafters TV, Sarah sent him off to Germany, where he did some work for QVC. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. His crafting skills, they aren't half bad. In fact, I'd say they're totally rad. That's mainly down to his favourite foam pads. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. The crafters, they loved him a lottie for his charm and skill. They went quite potty, they nicknamed him the Hardy Scotty. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. In the crafting world, he's standing tall. He's the best Scottish crafter of them all. Catch him Monday to Friday on his wake-up call. Oh, crafty Scottish man, craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live.
Bit nervous playing one of my little parody songs there whilst we've got like an amazing opera singer in the building. Any thoughts on that? Marks out of 10 at all?
Oh, 15,000.
I'll soon be at that New England Conservatory before you know it. I'll be there, Conservatoire. Hello! Can you sing? A little bit. Thank you for all the lovely comments coming through. Evelyn says, good morning, Ben and Lily. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. What have you missed? Who is the lovely lady helping out? It is the lovely Annika, who is the daughter of one of our employees here at Crafters Companion, who came in for a bit of a look around, wanted to find out more about the business, ended up being on the show. We found out that she was an amazing singer, you see, so we got her on. We had a bit of a chit-chat. You can go back and watch the show, see our chat, and hopefully you caught a lot of what Annika was doing with Lily just then and making a fantastic card. If you missed it, as I say, go back and watch the show a little bit later. And hi to Lynn up the road, Lynn Morton, who says, happy mail, and the driver even brought them into the house for me. Well, that is what you call service. Great Mr. Yodel, says Lynn. Any more comments, any more questions, fire them in and we will keep chatting with you over the course of the final half hour. Where's this show gone? It's absolutely flown over, hasn't it?
I look at the clock and I'm like, how is it 12:30? What's happened? Have we been in a time warp? Wow, flown by, absolutely flown by.
I bet you had many more demos up your sleeve, didn't you?
Got one more. Hopefully we can fit one more in.
Okay.
Should be all right, fingers crossed. As long as he don't waffle too much, but you know, who knows?
Whoa! I want to get some more singing in as well.
Yeah, we do.
Before we go.
Yeah.
Definitely. Maybe like a little 3-part harmony going on or something. Maybe. A bit of Die Fledermaus. Is that what, yeah. Mm. Anyway, moving on. I've just seen the price on this collection. Unbelievable. Your floral collage stamp, 6-piece collection, 95 stamps, 5 masks you're going to be getting in here as well. Should be almost £38, $50. 15% off, less your Club Inspired discount, you're at £24 or $32. This is an incredibly clever collection because whilst you've got a whole host of beautiful stamps here that you can use individually of this collection, use them on their own as well, it's entirely up to you. You get your mask in there as well, so that is going to then allow you to create the most beautiful backgrounds and still have your main element, in this case your daisy, as the focal point. Gives you so much craftability. So within each of the sets you get your main floral, you get your mask, and you get loads of different kind of embellishments and background details there as well. So that's your daisy. This one always makes me like, I have done these before, because on the back of the boards here where it tells you what flower it is, this one is the echinacea, although in brackets for Craig, coneflower, because he can't say echinacea. Am I giving too much away here? But again, there's your beautiful main focal flower, there's your mask, and then all of those background elements. And I know Lily's got a fantastic demo lined up for us too to show you all about these. There's the beautiful peony. Again, in this you've got those wonderful swirls, some beautiful sentiments in here as well. That one's got a real stunning sort of vintage feel to it. This next one is that beautiful sunflower. Again, lots of sort of textured stamps in here to create your own backgrounds, little bubbles, almost like a Hessian stamp there. Love that ink splat on there too. You've got your sunflower and dream as your sentiments there. And then last, but certainly no means least, is that beautiful rose. Once again, so much as far as details are concerned to create your own stunning backgrounds and then have your beautiful rose as the foreground for your project. £24, $32 is your platinum price. That's also your price if you're joining us today and shopping for the first time when you sign up to Club Inspire. Excited to see these because whilst I feel like they've been on a show with me before, I don't know necessarily whether I've seen these in action. So which of the flowers will you be crafting with, Lily?
So one that no one can quite say the name of. Nobody's exactly sure how we pronounce it. I say echinacea.
Echinacea.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Echinacea.
Echinacea.
Anyway.
Craig says coneflower.
Coneflower. I think coneflower is probably safest, so maybe let's go with that.
Coneflower.
I'm working with the coneflower. And this is an absolutely fantastic set of stamps and your stencil as well. You've got so much included within this gorgeous collection. So we've got our stamps in here, and that's exactly what we've started off with to stamp that image onto a piece of our multi-purpose card, just using one of our alcohol-proof ink pads in Flagstone. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take that mask. Now the fabulous thing about this mask is you can reuse it time and time again. Just a little bit of repositionable adhesive on the back. I tend to use my stick and spray, but it's completely up to you whether you prefer to use magnets. You could magnet this into position if you like, or you could even use your dotty tape pen, which is what is being used onto the back of here. And that's just going to anchor that into position. Then at this point, we're going to bring in some of our Duet ink pads. I know we've got these on the shop the day for today, so do check out the website if you're wanting to get that complete
They're a Monday
collection.
mega deal.
They certainly are, an absolute mega deal, that is for certain.
What's so good about those ink pads? Because everyone raves about them. For anyone who's new, why do everyone love the Duet ink pads?
We love them because I think for me, they're one of the most technique-based ink pads, if that makes any sense, because there's so many different techniques you can do with them. So like we're doing here, we're doing our blending, and they're going to blend like an absolute dream. You can stamp with them, which is incredible, and they give you a nice crisp stamped image. You can also stamp, and then if you're quick enough, they stay sort of open long enough for you to actually get some of that embossing powder over the top, so you can do your embossing with them. They are a hybrid ink pad, so they're going to react with water, a bit like your water reactives do, but they give you a different look and feel when they react with water.
Yeah.
So rather than giving you that faux bleaching effect, what they're going to do is they're going to give you like an oxidized effect. So where that water almost like bleaches out that ink colour underneath, it goes white and chalky.
Yeah.
So a totally different look to your water reactive ink pads. There's just so much you can do with them. You can layer them. They're going to go over each other in a different way to your water reactive ink pads do. There's just so many different options. They are absolutely fabulous inks. If you've not got these in your crafty stash already, do definitely check out the website. Check out that Monday mega deal because it's a fantastic price. But of course, with it being a Monday mega deal, it is 24 hours.
That's it. We've got an amazing swatch booklet over there as well, which we'll look at later on, which kind of goes through all of the different ways. Well, many of the different ways that you can use them, and it's a big old booklet that, which, like you said, shows just how versatile these are, right?
They certainly are, and the beauty is you can be using them with your stamps to stamp with. You can use them just with your blending tools for your backgrounds. You can use them with your embossing folders, with your stencils, with your masks. There are just countless possibilities with these fantastic ink pads, and lots of gorgeous colours within the collection as well. So what we're using here is our Sailor's Wake and our Awakening Forest, and we're just going on and we're starting to lay down some of that colour just to take that whiteness off, just to give us that base layer to which we can start to add a bit of stamping. We can start to add our colour in as well, and by using that mask, it means that we're not going to get any ink underneath, no ink onto the flower, so that when we come to colour that a little bit later on using some of our tri-blends, we know that we're colouring from that white image, which is going to give us that perfect result. Now, once you're happy with that, which I think I am, we're going to move on for a little bit of stamping. Now, this is literally one of the easiest techniques ever when it comes to your stamping. This is what I like to call Lily's stamp in hand technique.
Oh.
And that's literally all it is. You hold your stamp in your hand. Simple as that. You don't even use a stamping platform. You take your stamp, you ink it up. I'm not trying to ink it up perfectly, and I'm just going to stamp it out. And all we want to do here is we just want to add some texture into that background. So we're not wanting that perfect crisp stamped impression. Can you see there? We're starting to get that texture.
Sounds, I feel like that's the first time on Crafters TV I've seen someone use a stamp.
In your stamp in hand?
Stamp in hand.
Stamp in hand. That's all it is. Isn't it just the most ridiculously easy technique you've ever even seen?
Yeah.
It's just so much fun. I love it. I mean, you could even get the kids involved in that sort of technique. It could not be easier to start to build up all of that texture, all of your background. Because the thing is, you don't want that perfect crisp stamped impression. I mean, when we stamped our gorgeous coneflower, as we're calling it, of course I used a stamping platform because I wanted that crisp stamped impression. But here I don't. I'm going in with my second generation. And when we talk about second generation, that's where so I've inked it up, we stamp once, that's our first generation. If we stamp a second time without re-inking, that's what we call a second generation, and third and fourth and so on. And we're just getting those impressions onto there, not worrying about anything looking perfect, not worrying about getting complete images. But where we overlap our mask, that's going to mask that area underneath. So that design underneath where we've got our stamped image is going to have none of this stamping on. So it's going to be nice and crisp and even when we remove that mask a little bit later on. And I'm just switching between the two colours of ink. I'm using some of the green, I'm using some of the lovely sort of tealy colour as well.
What I love about this again is like there's no you don't have to be that precise.
Oh,
you don't
gosh,
really have to
no.
engage brain. So again, if
No,
you're,
no,
if you're
no.
fairly new, you're creating the most extravagant looking background, which looks like, you know, you spent hours planning it and hours
Yep.
prepping it, but actually it's all just done very sort of
So
organically, isn't it?
easy. And it's one of those, don't overthink it. The more free, the more loose you are with this, literally, the better it looks. Just be arty, just go for it, quite frankly. Do not overthink it, like Ben says. And just like so, you've built up that background so easily. But this is the best part for me. This is the big reveal, which is where we actually remove that mask and we can see exactly what's underneath. And as well with your Duet ink pads, same as with our aqua pens earlier, water-based, so you can just clean them off with water, nice and easy. Now obviously it's quite detailed where we've got the stem there, so do just take a moment to ease this back, rather than just pulling it back really quickly. Ease it back, and look at that. You've got your background design, but you've got that area in the centre where we've not got any of that colour at all. How easy was that?
It's amazing.
Doesn't it look quite cool like that? You could almost just not even colour that if you so choose. Up to you, but of course, you know what I'm like, we're going to do a little bit of colouring.
Of course you are.
So I'm not going to spend too long colouring, but I'm going to do a little bit just so I can give you an idea as to how I coloured this. So as always, when we use our alcohol-based pens, I always have a piece of scrap paper underneath. Protects your surface, but also means that we're working onto a porous surface. So as your colour will bleed through to the back, which is totally normal, we'll see the colour on the back as I start to colour. Rather than that then potentially pooling on your glass mat, it can soak into that cardstock underneath and therefore can't be sucked back up into the stamped image that we're colouring. So here we're using some of our tri-blend brush pens. This is our pink violet blend. We're just going in with that lightest colour tone first along that bottom edge of the petal. We're having our mid-tone into the centre, and then at the very tops we are having some of that lovely darker colour tone. And then we're going to go in and repeat the same process for all of those petals. So starting off with that lightest colour tone at that very base of our petal. Then we take that mid-tone. So don't forget, within all of your tri-blends, you've got that 3-pen blend. You've got 3 different pens from the same colour family. You've got a light, a medium and a dark. They're all going to blend together perfectly to give you that ombre of colour and that realistic sort of dimension onto your colouring. So that is your couple of petals all coloured. For your centre of your cone flower, we're going to colour this in using our gold yellow blend. So we're going to have the lightest along the centre there, where the light's catching on the middle. Then we're going to go in with our mid-tone and go around the edges. And then we're going to have that darkest colour tone around the very edges of that piece of the flower. And that starts to give us that beveled, almost like curved effect to our flower. We carry on with that same sort of technique. For the leaves, I've used my alpine green blend and my light green blend. But just, I know we want to get a little bit more singing squeezed in before the end of the show, so just to speed things up a little bit more.
You're singing as well, aren't you? Yeah.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening and enjoying the singing is exactly what I'm going to be doing, believe you me. We're going to fast forward this up.
You might want to slow up on the colouring then, because if you come over here, this is Singer's Corner.
No, I'll just stand here and watch, it's fine. So for this one, you can see we've darkened up our background a little bit more. We just went a little bit more heavy on the inking. We've continued that colouring, but you'll notice something in the corners.
Oh, yes.
I am obsessed with these at the moment, our mesmerising glitter paste. They are absolutely gorgeous. So all we've gone ahead and done is we've taken one of our laurel leaves stencils. That's a large 7x7 inch background stencil. You will find those on the website. Those are part of the new stencils that launched last Wednesday, was it? I want to say. Wednesday,
yeah, it was last Wednesday.
Gosh, it feels like ages ago, doesn't it?
Time's gone.
Good grief. So all we've gone ahead and done is we've taken that Rose Garden mesmerising glitter paste. We've gone through just a small section of our stencil, so we've got a piece on the top left, on the bottom right, and that just frames that and gives it that little bit of bling, which I think looks quite pretty. And then for our very background piece, for that base mat and layer, we've taken exactly the same ink pads. So we've blended out our ink pad background, and then we've taken that stencil, we've gone around the edges, we've not worried about the centre, simply because we're going to be covering up the middle. So there's no point adding all that glitter paste to the very centre when it's going to be covered by that next mat and layer.
That glitter paste
Isn't it amazing?
What is the colour you've used?
Rose Garden. Oh. It's amazing. So at first you think it's like a really pinky colour.
Yeah.
Then you can see like greens and blues in there. It's just absolutely incredible. And to have all that chunky glitter, I mean, seriously, look at that. It's amazing.
Just wiggle it again.
Wiggle it. Just a little bit. There you go. That's my extent of singing. That's my singing done for the day. There you go. Oh dear.
What do you listen to as far as music's concerned? Like
very different. I'm into hip hop, rap, R&B, old school, dance, garage. Yeah.
Wow.
quite eclectic, I suppose.
Have you...
No, Nicola, I don't have my own radio station, unfortunately.
Pirate radio station.
Hey, can you imagine?
Nicola says.
Hilarious.
Do you have,
hilarious.
because I'm pretty similar actually, but my playlist that I have, whenever I hear, I just like good music.
Yeah.
And if I like it, I add it to my playlist. So I can go from like listening to, I don't know, something like Eminem, and then next minute I'm listening to, I don't know, some opera, for example.
Yeah. I see, I'm one of those, I'm not dead knowledgeable about music, and I'm not like really into a certain band or a certain musician. I'm exactly the same. If I like the music, I don't really mind who's singing it, who's playing it. I mean, I love a bit of the Beatles, Oasis, some of the old stuff, absolutely. 80s music as well, yeah. Anything at all, if I like it. If it sounds good to my ears, then why on earth not?
That's it.
Right,
Eclectic.
finishing touch? Absolutely, that's a nice word, that, isn't it? Eclectic.
It's a good word, that.
Do like it. Finishing touches here, so that's going to go onto the centre of our card. You can see now it doesn't matter the fact that we didn't have any of that glitter paste in the middle. You would have thought that's just a continuous sheet, but quite frankly, I wasn't going to waste all of my my lovely glitter paste on a section that wasn't even going to be seen. You know what it's like, it's such gorgeous stuff, you don't want to use more than you need to. And then the finishing touch, because of course we do get these included as part of that collection, are fabulous Simply sentiments. And these are going to be some of those that you'll be using time and time again in your crafting, because they are just so useful. I did a demo on Saturday, it was, blimey, losing track of the days, using these alongside some of our embossing folders. They're just really useful little sentiments, and I love the fact that you can build your sentiments.
Loads of individual words, isn't it?
Yeah, so they're all separate words, so you can start to build your own words, phrases, and start to really personalise your makes, which I think is fantastic to be able to do that. So for this one, I've gone for thank you, you're wonderful. So something a little bit different for this card. I thought, you know what, why on earth not? It's a nice sentiment to have onto a thank you card. So we've got our thank, we've got our you. And I've just matted and layered them onto some of our black cardstock as well to match in with all our mats and layers. So we've got our you're there, our thank can go in that top left-hand corner, something a little bit like that.
That's
and then
pretty.
our you will just go underneath. But doesn't it look nice using some of your different mediums together? So you've got glitter paste on there, you've got some of your duet ink pads, you have got some of your alcohol pens as well. Lots and lots you can do with these fantastic stamps and masks. But how fun was it to create something nice and sparkly, nice and shiny, and loving the colours on that one?
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, and don't forget, you do get all of those word stamps with that collection as well. You're saving 15% today. Less your club inspired discounts. So like we said, if you are a platinum member, that is £24, $32. Make sure if you are new to us, if you haven't yet joined the club, that you do sign up. I do mention this a lot at the start of a new year, because I know we get, people who make New Year's resolutions, want to take up a new hobby. You have a lot of new people join us. If you're shopping with us, I want to make sure that you get the best discount. So don't pay this price, don't pay that price. Sign up on the website, it's free to do. You're looking for that logo, the Club Inspire logo. We need your email address, your name, you create a password, and then you're in. You'll get 20% off your first order. And then of course, once you're in the club, as you saw from the video a little bit earlier on in the show, basically the more you spend, the more points you get. For every pound or dollar you spend, you get a point. The more points you get, the higher up the ladder you go. The higher up the ladder you go, the more you save. So do make sure that you join the club. And as I say, you'll pay that price today. Keep any questions you've got for Annika, by the way. We've got about another 10 minutes or so left. Feel free to fire them in, and we'll get a vote going as well. Melanie D just saying, I am in love with the collage stamps. I can't stop using them. Melanie D also saying, I love all of the techniques. And Lillian says, so beautiful, Lily. Jotti on YouTube says, can you see these two? I think that's me and Lily. Can you see these two dancing to hip hop? I'll have you know I can...
You should have seen me in my craft room yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
It wasn't a pretty sight, but yes,
What was it you were doing again?
Crafting and dancing.
What was your dance that you were...
It was dad dancing, believe you me. Dad dancing, yeah.
I do a mean running man.
Oh.
We can't do it now because the cameras aren't set, and I've already planked today as well. I always my one big rule in life: never plank and do the running man on the same show. So unfortunately, that's not going to be happening today. Top tip for life, that one. Don't plank and running man on the same day.
Couldn't agree more.
Right, we're going to. What a show this has been, right? I mean, tips for life, opera, crafting. We are going to get the vote going for the demo of the show. So, Lily, do you want to line up all of the makes? Then we can get everyone voting.
Let's do it. And then I want to hear a little bit singing, so I'll
yeah,
get this vote going nice and quickly. So first up, we have got our Nature's Garden Kingfisher collection, using a few different elements from that range to create that card with the edgeable design. So that's demo number 1 if you want to go for that one. Demo number 2, I have to say I don't think I did too much hard work for this one. It was all about Annika crafting, but that one is going to be demo number 2 if you want to vote for that one. And then finally, super blingy, super sparkly, the one we've just put together using those amazing floral collage stamps and masks. That is demo number 3. So 1, 2 or 3, up to you guys at home. Let us know, get those votes in, and we'll choose a winner after we've had our little sit-down Q&A session, which I'm looking forward to hearing myself.
Me, absolutely too. By the way, don't forget your card. Just share. It's not up for the vote or anything, but look at Annika's card as well. Look at that. I mean, just...
Come on, stop putting me to shame.
Isn't it?
I'm embarrassed.
I'm
way better.
so proud of this card.
It is amazing. I really love it.
Thank you, thank you.
Who is it going to go to, or are you going to frame? Are you going to take that back to the conservatoire and show everyone, or?
I'll dedicate it to my dad, but I might keep it with me.
Yeah.
But it's in his honor.
Yeah.
I'll show it to him.
I think you should keep it because it's like, that's my first card I've ever made. You want to keep it, and you want to see your progress because I know you're going to be doing more crafting because we've got it out. And
I'll send you guys
see
like pictures of every single one I do.
Absolutely. I want to see the progress. I always wish I had my first card I ever made, so keep it. No one's having that card.
That's good
pride
advice.
of place.
That's such a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
What happened to the first card you ever made?
I would have probably given it away to somebody. But I'm gutted. I would have loved to see it, and especially as well, my first card I ever made with alcohol pen colouring. Wish I would have kept that. So yeah, when we get you started on colouring, make sure you keep your first card.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Special.
And next time you come back, right? Because every time now you come back and visit your dad, you're going to have to. You have to come back in here, aren't you?
You can't keep me away.
Yeah. If you have just joined us, by the way, I urge you to go back and watch this show. It's been absolutely brilliant. Annika is here with us. Basically, her father is part of Crafter's Companion. She came down for a bit of a visit. Well, I say came all the way across the pond for a bit of a visit. Was going to get the guided tour and ended up being the star of the show. Have you enjoyed the experience?
I've had so much fun. I feel like I went from an enthusiast to an expert in what, 5-6 minutes?
Yeah, but doesn't it show though with crafting? I know you obviously do your opera singing with crafting though. How you did a little bit, right? But look at something that you've created in just a few moments' time.
Yeah, I've just done, like I love knitting and I did some sewing, but I've never done like stationery, anything like this. Super exciting.
And it's definitely something that you can go back and tell all of your friends about. Have you done any like TV or radio over in the States with what you've done?
No, absolutely none.
Yeah, I don't know why you can't. I kind of feel like where you are that I don't know that people would be wanting to like get you on the TV screen or get you on the radio to do some singing.
I would love to. I think that opera should definitely be in that like stream more.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people would really enjoy seeing it on things like this or like the radio or little like streams and things like that.
Yeah, because I don't know, like, because we have over here, like with DAB radio and stuff like that now, you can pick up so many different styles of music. And I know we have like classical channels, but I don't know if there's like dedicated opera radio channels. Is there a lot of like classical radio out in the States or out where you are?
Growing up, I drove a minivan and there were 2 stations that I had saved. One of them was the classical channel and the other one was the musical theater channel.
Yeah.
They were separate. There was a musical theater channel and I was a frequent listener.
Yeah.
But the classical was just all kinds of music. And I play a game with my friends where we'll listen to the radio and the one classical channel. And we'll try and guess who the composer is before they tell us at the end.
Wow, okay. Yeah.
I'm not very good, but that doesn't stop me.
And where you're studying right now, obviously New England Conservatory, obviously you're studying opera there, but do they teach, is it all sorts of like different classical music through all of the different eras?
Yeah, so actually I would say every musician there has to know all of the eras. I'm responsible for performing everything from 1600 to things that were composed literally yesterday.
Wow.
But basically it's split up by instruments, so categorized by, wind instruments, the orchestra, then there's the singers, pianists, composers. That's a super cool program.
And what does everyone then do after they've graduated? Like, I mean, where does everyone go? Do they join like do the musicians, the instrumentalists join like an orchestra, or what? Or do they go on to teach?
Yeah.
Where does everyone sort of tend to go?
Usually they go to an orchestra anywhere in the country. There are big ones everywhere. A lot of them actually, because there's the Boston Pops and the Boston Symphony Orchestra, and they are well stocked with NEC graduates. So it's kind of cool to see as well when you go, because it's right around the corner as well.
Yeah.
And you know, we'll get a student ticket and we'll go and be like, oh, they went to NEC, they went to NEC. And it's exciting, even if I don't know them.
Oh, that's amazing. And what do you go back to? So you go back, when do you go back to the States?
I go Wednesday.
Okay, and when does the next term start?
The 16th.
And do you know what you're doing when you go back? Do you know what you're studying, or do you know what you're performing in this next?
Yeah. So actually, I'm really excited because I am doing a couple of songs in a Rachmaninoff set, which is a Russian composer.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing my first foray into Russian music. And yeah, I've got a couple Mozart scenes on deck, as well as my graduation recital in April.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how many languages do you have to know well to be able to do what you do? Because obviously you sang in French today. I always think opera, I don't know, I always think like Italian.
That's a safe bet. Yeah, Italian's really where it started in Italy. But nowadays you have to know English, French, Italian, and German, and then also Russian and Spanish are sort of second to those.
And when you say know it, is it just like knowing it well enough to sing the song, or are you like fairly fluent in all these languages?
So obviously US Spanish is my second most comfortable language after English, but we have to take classes in all of them, so speaking, conversational, so to travel to work there. But then also a party trick that I do, don't test me, but
don't say that.
No, I know.
Okay.
So is we take classes on diction, so truly just how to look at the word and pronounce it without having any understanding of what it means.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's our quizzes, is quite literally, you know, the professor will give us a sheet of words, either sometimes it's a poem, sometimes it's just a list of words, and we have to write them out phonetically without ever hearing them out loud or without knowing what they mean.
Do you ever get it totally wrong?
Totally, all the time, all the time. And I remember, you know, I'm like, I forgot how to pronounce that.
Yeah. That happens with us, as you've seen here with that last collection, with that echinacea and echinacea. Yeah, I find if you just say it quickly and confidently, you can normally get away with it, right?
Yes, and you know, that's what they say, when you forget the words on stage, just go, la la la.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you know what? That's a tip I'm going to take now from you for the rest of the time that I'm presenting here. If I get something, I don't know what I'm just going to go, well, la la la, just $24.99.
And when someone asks you, oh, how did that go? You say, that was the best I've ever spoken in my life.
Yeah.
Are they going to argue? No.
Exactly right.
That was the best Italian I've ever done.
Do you have a particular language that you prefer singing in?
I would say French and then maybe Italian.
Okay. And whose music do you like singing the best?
Ooh. Question. I would say I love a good Debussy. So he's French.
Debussy?
Yes.
Oh, I love Debussy.
Right?
Yeah.
He's honestly the best. It's like a soundscape. It's so beautiful. That would be good to craft with the water. Oh my God, that would be such a good soundtrack for the water. He's so good.
Claire de Lune, that was Debussy, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. He does a lot of good vocal stuff. And he's got an opera, just one, but it's pretty good.
Has he?
Yeah.
What's his opera?
Péléas et Mélisandre.
I was just about to say that. You guys are impressed I knew Debussy, and aren't you, eh? You think I'm not, I am. I know more than you think. Hannah says, Annika, if you were Ben, then he definitely would have submitted that card for card of the day. I don't know what you're talking about. No, but Annika needs to keep it. I do think it's going to get an E for effort on the board. Maybe we'll just write Annika's name up on the board and we'll give you an E for effort star. We'll send you away with a star.
Yay.
And a question here, oh no, we're running out of time, 2 minutes. Lillian says, is Annika's dad crafty?
That depends on who you ask.
Okay.
You know what? No, he has a creative streak. Okay. He really does.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Sue says, this has been one of the best shows interviewing Annika.
Oh.
You've been a hit. You're going to have to come back.
It's been a dream. I'll come back every day.
Before we go into second, we're going to have to just get you to bang out one more.
Oh, okay. How do we feel about musical theatre?
Oh, we love musical theatre.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, this one might be for the Americans, but Grease?
We love Grease.
We love Grease. We love Grease.
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. Okay. There are worse things I could do than go with a boy or two, even though the neighborhood thinks I'm trashy and no good. I suppose it could be true, but there are worse things I could do.
Unbelievable, this. Right, you're staying in for the rest of the day. Demo of the show, Lily, is number 3.
Number 3.
Woo!
Sparkly, yay!
Marvellous.
We like a bit of sparkle, don't we? Let's be honest.
Absolutely
there
brilliant.
You go.
Thank you, Lily, so much for stepping in for Craig this morning. You're back tomorrow.
I'm back tomorrow
evening.
night at 6 o'clock.
We'll see you then. Thank you so much to Lily. Craig is with me from 3 o'clock this afternoon, as long as he's on time back from Scotland. We've got a craft vault and then later on Monday Makers. And can we have a massive round of applause for Annika as well? Thank you so much. It's been an absolute joy.
Thank you guys for having me. This is the best day ever.
I know, we've loved it. No show is going to ever be the same again. I vote from now on, we always must have an opera singer in the studio. Otherwise, I'm not going to come on the show. Thank you to the team. Thank you to Annika. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in a bit. Bye for now.